Good evening and welcome to Poker Night Live, the show where not only do we watch live Texas Hold'em 7 nights a week, you also get commentary from our team of experts. And tonight I'm joined by none other than Malcolm the Rock Harwood. Welcome, Malcolm.
And you too, Lyndsay.
You looking forward to tonight's show?
Yes, I think so.
Here till 2 o'clock.
Should be interesting.
Should be good. I'm Lyndsay anyway, and we're here with you for the next 4 hours watching real games being played online for real stakes. And as always, we're fully interactive, so we really do want your contribution to tonight's show. If you have any questions or comments, then you can send them through to us. You can text us. There's the number on your screen, 62211, or you can email poker@pokernightlive.co.uk. And also, one of the new things on Poker Night Live, why not have your say? All you have to do is call 0906 200 7080, leave your messages or your questions, and we play them out for the nation to hear. You can hear yourself on TV, your 5 minutes of fame, but please do get permission from the bill payer, because there will be a charge to call. But we look forward to some good messages tonight and hopefully some good questions. It's amateur night, so we're going to be trying to help new players improve their game. One of your specialities?
I think so,
yeah.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
We'll see.
Hopefully be helping me too, because of course later on I think I'm going to be playing online, but we'll chat about that a bit later. But let's have a look at what's on tonight's show. Malcolm, would you take us around the tables?
Yep, do that.
Let's have a look.
25-cent 50 cash. And then we have a $5 sit and go. And then one a bit bigger, the $10 sit and go.
Too big for me.
No, I don't think so. You'll be playing that tonight. And then we've got the new thing on here, the MTT, which is also a $10 one. Should be quite interesting. A lot of runners.
And we'll be seeing the final table later on and dipping in and out of that throughout the show, see how they're getting on. We've got 230 runners in the MTT tonight. But like I said before, fully interactive, so please do, if you have any questions at all, even if you think it's quite basic or it's been answered before, it is amateur night, so ask whatever you like. We're here to help. Okay, we're going to get to our first table, and I think we should have a look at the multi-table tournament first, do you reckon?
Yep.
Okay, let's head over there. And there it is. So it's $10 buy-in, 230 runners. And the
12-minute clock.
So that's for our new players. That's going to be, the blinds are going to be going up every 12 minutes.
That's quite hectic. And they're playing for $2,300 with a first prize of $690, 20 places.
So 20 people going to be in the money out
Well,
of...
the 20th will double their money anyway.
Yep, $23 from 11 to 20, so some good prizes there, but that's quite a fast one, isn't it, 12 minutes?
Well, it's fast if the players are playing slow.
Yeah.
I mean, the other option is you get so many hands before the blinds go up.
Yeah.
On some sit and goes, you play 15 hands and they'll go up, or 10. If you've got people sitting there dwelling, sometimes it will go up before it even gets round once.
Yeah.
So it's pretty quick. Pretty quick.
So there's one table there, but obviously lots of tables at the moment, 230 players. And as people get knocked out, they'll combine the tables together.
That's it. Yeah. They break the tables down. Big flop for the ace queen there. Ended up splitting it.
There it is through the matrix. We've got another table now of our MTC with Snappets there.
Where's Snappet?
At the top.
There he is, my friend. He's usually at the bottom. Finishes on top, but he's usually sat at the bottom. Evening, Snappet. He's not so good at these multi-tables, though. He comes and plays in a game that I run in Birmingham on Fridays.
Yeah.
We outclass him.
Yeah, he's a regular player on Poker Night Live, this Snappet. He usually does pretty well.
Yeah. Thanks for the photograph, by the way, of Spree, who we may run into later on this evening.
Yes, we have a player called Spree, who Malcolm was calling a man all night, didn't realise it was a female player, and she wanted to confirm the fact she is a lazy player, so sent a picture to Snappet.
who passed it on to me, and I can assure you she's really all woman. Very, very nice. Pinned up on my bedroom wall at the moment. She's my inspiration for poker.
Yes, I hope so.
Right, snap it. Could be in a bit of bother here if he tries to do it, but he won't do anything silly. He won't do anything silly. It'd be very foolish to even call this. Trap hand 12, Queen 9. You know what a trap hand is, don't you, Lyndsay?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can explain for any brand new players if you want.
Well, there's certain hands that if you play them, you can hit the flop and they can cause you nothing but trouble. Jack 8's one of them, Queen 9's another one, where even if you hit the flop, you really don't know where you are at all, so they're best to be avoided.
Happens a lot with jacks, doesn't it?
Well, that's a different, I mean, Jacks is a proper hand. I mean, it's a hand you can lose a lot of money and you have to be careful playing, but there's certain hands like Queen 9, Jack 8, where you can end up on the wrong side of the straight and lose a lot of money. I'm not saying you should never play them, but you really don't want to get involved too much with those hands. I think I've seen her play 7 deuce and Queen 8. Right, where are we then? Shaky Shark, I've seen him before. Any of these familiar to you?
Well, I've seen Farce at the bottom there before, but I'll not read his full name out.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some interesting ones on here, I've noticed that.
I think they've started doing it deliberately, a lot of the players, to try and catch us out.
There's another interesting thing I happened to say to Tom, you realise why he's called Snap It, and Tom didn't know, and I said it's because he's a professional photographer. And Ken, as his real name is, said he had more hits on his site that night than he ever done in the whole month.
I didn't know that was why he's called Snap It.
Yeah, he does some very, very nice pictures, not porn, but erotic. And
tasteful.
Yeah, really good. I mean, very, very good. But it was incredible, just from the power of television.
Yeah.
People were emailing him for his web address and everything. And a massive amount of hits.
Oh, yeah, so if you want your say on television as well, you can phone us up.
I think he's very keen to photograph you. I think he's got a thing about you, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll have to talk money.
Yeah, all right, that's fair enough.
Yeah, if you want to have your say, all you got to do is phone us up. You can leave a message and ask a question to Malcolm, 0906 200 70 80, and we'll be playing some of your messages out throughout the night. Hopefully get some good questions tonight.
Right, now we better concentrate on the poker, which is really what we're here for.
Blue jeans, is it?
Flop the flush.
Yeah. 118 to 1 to flop the flush.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
That's something I've learnt tonight already.
It's one of the only ones I do know.
And it is 118,
yes.
Is it? Do you know what it is to pick up a pair of aces?
No.
Oh, I'm not going to learn any more then. 200, that's 220 or 250 to 1. They seem to come up a lot more than that, though. Oh, remember that one, 118 to 1 for actually flopping a flush. Probably irrelevant, but still nice to know, isn't it?
Yeah, and I know that one, but I don't think it's really helped me out.
Nice flop for the 10 queen. Trap checked. They put a big raise in. Must put a big raise in because of the flush draw.
Yeah.
She's done. That's the end of that. Yeah, played that. Managed to wangle 80 out of him. Was it 80? Yeah.
Well done to Ace Turf. We're going to leave the MTT. We will be dipping in and out of that throughout the night. We're going to have a look at something a bit different now. It's a cash game, 25 cent, 50 cent. So completely different. Still no limit hold'em.
Snap it's there as well.
He gets around.
It's got a screen completely full tonight.
Yeah. Johan Harren there as well, another regular player. So the blind's 25, 50 cent, but of course it's a cash game, so they'll be staying like that. They don't go up as in the tournament. And these guys are playing for dollars. Beneath their names there, that's dollars, not chips as in the tournament.
This is real cash. You can leave when you like, and you can keep putting more money on the table if you lose, unlike the competitions.
Yeah, so these games can go on for a long time. So leaderboard there for the cash game. Blocks with 88, and vodka down the bottom there, 47. But no one's really steaming ahead.
No.
So is it $50? Is that the maximum you can sit down with?
To be honest, I don't know. Tom and Casper always have it exactly to hand. I think it's 100.
100 times the big line.
Oh no, in that case it'd be 50. Looking around that table, I would probably say it was 50.
Yeah.
Because you'd definitely have somebody with over 100. So maybe it is 50.
So even though it looks like fairly small stakes, still going to see some good players.
You can make a living playing in this game, as long as you're not too ambitious. There's money to be made in a 25, 50 game if you get the right games. Who have we got? Let's have another look at yeah, they're all pretty, apart from Tai Yuer, or whatever his name is, Tiur. He's got 82, so I should imagine he could be. See, you never know. I mean, they look like they're in front. Some of them could have already pulled up 50. But there's no real damage anywhere. They're going to check this out.
Did you prefer the cash games or the tournaments?
On the internet, I virtually play cash all the time.
Yeah.
I play a few sit and goes. I used to play a lot, but it takes too long now. There's much more money in the cash games. If you're going to really make any money, you've got to better win in the cash games.
Yeah.
But if I'm playing live, which I've been playing a lot more lately, I only play competitions. And they're always freeze outs.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not one for these rebuys.
I don't like them. I ended up getting involved in a couple on the internet by accident because I wasn't watching.
Well, I'm not even interested in them on the internet either.
It's quite frustrating.
But playing them live is just a crapshoot. I think you're allowed to say that word on
plays, don't you?
It's not poker, not real poker. It's a night out for some people, which is fair enough. But if you want to make a living, a lot of your edge goes if you're a good player anyway. So all I play is freeze outs or maybe one rebuy or add-on, which is quite a few coming about now. You know, like these freeze outs with a double chance. You know what that means?
No.
You might have a £300 freeze out competition.
Right.
And they give you 6,000 chips.
Yeah.
And you take 3,000 to start with, and if you lose them, you get your other 3,000.
Right.
If at the end of an hour or whatever time they say, then you collect the other 3,000 as well.
Okay.
So you get two chances. So if you get brutally outdrawn early on, you've got one more shot.
But you can't just keep coming back.
But the bottom line is it only costs you 300. It's just that you take your chips in 2 stacks.
Right.
In some cases you have the choice. You can take the whole 6,000 in one go, or you can put 3,000 on and then another. And there's a lot of these comps coming up now. I think a guy called Roy Houghton was the first one to think of a double chance format. Don't think he got much credit for it, but it's definitely the thing now, and it's good.
Works well.
I like it. Yeah. Even the top pros don't seem to mind it.
Yeah.
First time it was ever done was in, I think it was in the Million at the Isle of Man, where they did a double chance format. So that's a double chance. Anyway, this isn't a double chance. This is plenty of chances, as long as your bankroll's big enough.
Yeah, that's it. You've got to be able to fund it.
This, as it happens, already looks a real tough game. We'll spend a bit more time watching the game now and just see whether there is anybody out there that wants to gamble.
Yeah, I want to know who you think can play, who can't play.
Well, I've just been looking at it casually, and I haven't seen any loose play in this game. This does look a tough one. Which, if you're a good player and you see the game's very tough, gives you the shot to steal a few antes, because that will probably be the difference between winning and losing in this game. So, by antes, I mean blinds.
Yeah. The blinds there, the two players to the left of the dealer button putting the blinds in, the small blind and the big blind, which is double the small blind. And that's the compulsory bets, just to give people an incentive to play, really, isn't it?
Well, not an incentive, it's to make them play.
Yeah, to put some money in the pot before the hand starts.
Otherwise, you just have everybody sat pass, waiting for aces.
Yeah.
I would be anyway.
Me too.
And it would never cost you a penny. And the house wouldn't get very rich either. Well, first of all, there's a pair of aces that happens. There's not many hands coming out. And apart from the 8-6 of spades, it's going to be and then that's it, very difficult to get anything out of this part again. But as you notice, limped in with the aces in first position. Didn't raise, just flat called.
Yeah.
And the way the game is, he probably hasn't done anything wrong there, because it was going to be a job to get any money out of this pot. But now he's left himself, he's got to bet this strong. He doesn't know it, but the guy's got 8 outs. Well, he hasn't got 8 outs, he had 7 for the straight. Now he's got himself hooked in. But the aces might just be a bit worried about that now. Yep, he's okay. His ace is 1. And I thought I do that a lot, slow play aces, early position.
Yeah.
To try and just hoping for a raise, and then I can re-raise and narrow it down to 2 people. Usually if you come out betting in first position, straight away people know you've got strength anyway.
Yeah, and you're not going to get people playing with you.
And you're out of position, you've got a bet again first time.
Yeah.
But in this case, he slow played the aces, obviously hoping for somebody to raise so he could get heads up, and it didn't work out. The 2 blinds flat called him.
Yeah.
But he still played it okay, and he got money out of it. So I'm already liking bet the lot. I like the way he's playing.
Up to now.
Yeah, this is a nice card, the Queen, for vodka. And I understand you do like vodka.
I wouldn't say no.
Okay.
As long as it's a double.
That's a real slow bet. When that's it, up comes the raise, sign of weakness to dollar. And I think he'll put the hand down now. It's all right though. He bet the dollar just to see how he stood.
Yeah, so he didn't risk too much.
No. Now he's beginning to get a few hands. Vodka. Yeah, he's got a nice hand again, King 10 of spades, which is dominating all the cards are doubled up, repetition there, look. All the 9s are out, the jacks were out. It's made a move on that pot, look, 250. That's amazing. Wouldn't put that down. Wouldn't have put the King 10 of spades down myself, I'd have liked to have seen the flop. But anyway, he did.
Certainly did. It worked. Well, we're going to leave that cash game for just a bit. I want to tell you about what's in the hole, something new which we've been doing on Poker Night Live. Here it is for you. If you don't know how it works, basically we're going to show you a hand of Texas Hold'em. One person's hole cards covered over. You can see there it's NGS at the bottom there. And we want you to watch how the hand's played and try and work out what's in the hole. There you go, NGS. A bit of funky music for you as well to help you along.
Is that what funky music is it?
Well, it's not that funky. So there you go, what's in the hole. If you think you know what it is, we want you to text us. There's the details for you. Just text PNL. All right, we want you to text the word hole and your answer to 62211. It's the usual text number, but just put the word hole first, and also put your name on it as well, because we want to check who's got it right and who's got it wrong. So get them through to us 62211 with your name and the word hole. Okay, we're going to go to another table soon. I'm just going to get a quick email for you first. This one is from Sam McDonald, who is also known as a Nasty Pasty. And he says, it's a quick question on position, Malcolm. He says he's been playing fairly successfully in sit and goes for several months now, but recently he's tried to look more in depth with position. I've tried to raise with less ranked hands on the button or the cut-off if there's no raisers before me. These hands range from Jack-8 suited to 4-5 suited. I do get a lot of blinds folding and picking their money up, but when I do get called, I seem to get sucked into the pot with substandard hands. I find even that I pick up a lot of blinds, I'm still losing more chips and winning when I do get sucked in. Do you think you can raise with any two hands on the button or be more selective? Also, should I still raise the normal amount 3 or 4 times the big blind, or make it harder for the blinds to call me? And also, have you got any tips for me not to get trapped into losing money after I get called?
Well, the first thing is you're doing nothing wrong, especially in, is it sit and goes you're playing? Yeah, sit and goes. You're doing nothing wrong in trying to steal blinds or putting pressure on the blinds in the cut-off or the button position. That's perfect. And but what's happening, like you say, you're raising with small cards, 4, 5, Jack-8, and which doesn't, it's irrelevant really, because you're trying to get the blinds. But once you get called or re-raised, you've got to swallow. You've got to put the hand down. You've made your move to steal the blinds and you haven't. But when the flop comes down, that's, as you say, you're getting sucked in. And with things like 4, 5, Jack-8, you can end up getting part of the flop. The other guy's called you, so he's probably got certainly a better hand than you. And it comes down to what I was saying before. Hands like Jack-8, Queen 9, you can find a piece of the flop and end up losing all your chips. So to me, the first thing, carry on trying to steal the blinds. Nothing wrong with that. But you've really got to look at the flop afterwards and be prepared to back off of it.
Okay.
Back off of it.
Hope that's helped you, Sam, anyway, but thanks for your email. We do appreciate it. If you've got any questions that you'd like to put to Malcolm, he's here to help and give you his advice. So please do get in touch with us. You can text 62211 or email poker@pokernightlive.co.uk. Okay, let's get back to a game. We're going to have a look at our MTT again, get an update of what's going on there. So back at our MTT, the green table, 230 runners we started with. 175 left now, Malcolm. We've got, see why Roger there with his 7,790. Roger, we'll call him. Yeah, he's got the highest stack at the moment. And the smallest is on 800 now.
That's half of what they started with. So, I mean, that's irrelevant. They're in trouble. 175 started with 230. So they've lost near enough a quarter of the field, haven't they?
Blinds 25.50 now. So is that quite a few gone, or?
Well, they've lost a quarter of the field, 25%. Still in the early stages. Still small antes. In fact, even if you've got 800, you're not under any pressure yet. Yeah. But you'd be in a lot happier position with 8,000. But if you've got 8,000 at this stage of the game, I often find this. You look at the chip leaders. Often frightens my wife to death when she looks and sees who's a chip leader, how many chips they've got. Usually they've either had to get extremely lucky or play pretty crazy. Yeah. And you rarely ever see the chip leaders early on. Right. Rarely ever see them into the final table. Yeah. Because they're either playing crazy and it's just a matter of time. So you never must worry about somebody having a big lead. Yeah. Me, basically, I always try to look and keep a check on what the average chips are, which is always up on the screen. You can find out what the average chips are. And as long as I can stay on average chips, it means you've always got half the field covered.
Yeah, so that's what people should be looking at.
Try and keep on average. The minute I go to half of the average chips, now I'm looking to double up. I want to get back up to average chips.
Right.
So as long as I'm on average chips, doesn't
worry me. So you're
looking
to go all in then?
I'm looking to start to get my chips in, not necessarily all in, but I'm going to try and double up.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be quite so selective of what I play with.
Take a few more risks. Yeah.
Yeah. But to me, always keep your eye on what the average chips are, and if you're around the average, you're not under any pressure.
Don't panic.
No, you do comfortable. Yeah. You're comfortable. Because it means at least half the field have got less than you.
And should you just be focusing on completely on the table you're playing on and not thinking about how everyone else is doing? Or?
Well, I do. I always keep the other the piece of the software up that shows you how many people are left in. Not so much early on, but certainly when it's starting getting closer to the money stages. It gives you an idea just how you are.
Yeah.
It certainly tells you exactly how you are as far as average chips are concerned.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to be aware whether you're playing live or on the internet. You have to be aware of your position in the field and how your chip stack is, so that you don't let yourself get too low. You play these yourself?
I have done, yeah. I haven't really got the patience for them though. I tend to just play this sort of the single table.
Sit and goes.
Sit and goes, yeah. I do now and again.
You still have to have patience for those, apart from the fact you know it's only going to last an hour. Where these are probably going to be a 4 or 5 hour job.
I think I like the fact I know it's only going to be. I can set that amount of time and just focus on it.
You're very busy then. You're not dedicated.
I'm just easily distracted.
Oh, you? Oh, well, that's not the best thing to be.
No.
If you're playing this game.
I often just play the heads up.
What, one-on-one?
Yeah. I know it's fast, furious, and there's nothing. I'm not going to get bored.
You're not intending making a living at this game, you know, unless it's from this side of the desk. I think you better stay this side of the counter.
Yeah, probably. Don't think I'd have any chance.
No, if you're going to make money at this, first of all, you've got to put an awful lot of effort into it. You certainly haven't got to be distracted.
I know I do try hard, and the ones I play, I do focus.
And you've got to have unlimited time. If you're in a housewife or you've got other things to do, and you've only got 2 hours, you're never going to better do the game properly. You know, whenever I sit down, I've always got as long as I want in front of me for whatever I'm going to do. And I find the times when I think, oh, I'll just sit down for an hour before either the football on or whatever, are the times that I'm playing my worst. When I get up in the morning, I think, right, I've got a whole day if I want to sit and play poker. That's when I get the results.
You have to completely just clear everything aside and totally focus.
And you can sit there and you can wait, and it will come in the end. And it will come. Right, so let's have a look how we're doing here. Oh, we just moved away from the chip leader, haven't we? No, we're back onto...
different table now.
Different one, yeah. And I know none of those. I might well have mentioned bumped in a shady lady on many occasions. And there's somebody with half my name on there. Poker Milk.
Yeah. Nice Turn and River cards there for Poker Mac.
Oh, is it Poker Mac or Poker Milk?
Poker Milk, yeah. Poker Milk.
Yeah. Probably a distant cousin. All right, then, let's see what happened. Done the right thing, raised on the button. Might get a call this time because it's only 50, but that's another dangerous hand, King 9. It's second pair, perfectly entitled to bet it, and he'll take the pot. Well, that's amazing. It's gone for a backdoor flush. That one I'm surprised the King 9 called that. and missed. This is interesting here. A shady lady, you're going to go through with it. That's the end of that pot. Put 250 into that pot where he really couldn't get caught unless he was beat.
Yeah.
Not such a clever bet, that last 250 wasn't.
Well, we'll leave that there for just a bit. Don't forget, we want you to get in touch with us. It's amateur night tonight, so feel free. If you don't understand anything, then you can send your questions through to us. Malcolm is here to give you his advice, so you can text us 62211. There it is, 62211. Or you can email, if you prefer to do that. There's the address on your screen, poker@pokernightlive.co.uk. Or if you want to have your say, one of our new things on Poker Night Live, you can call us 0906 200 70 80. Leave your message or your question and we'll play some of those out throughout the night. You'll be able to hear your voice live on TV. So if you want to have your say, hopefully get some good questions through there.
Nothing critical.
Nothing
not tonight,
too critical.
anyway.
But of course, Malcolm has played all over the world. He's got massive poker knowledge. So use his knowledge while he's here. Make the most of it and get those questions through to us. Okay, let's head over to another table now.
Bear snap it, he's lost $2. Disastrous. He had 61 when we left.
Yeah. Back to a cash game, 25, 50 cents.
Now, if you have a look, very little's changed. This is a really tough game.
Very tight.
Yeah. There's not... but there's nothing wrong with watching a tough game sometimes. You know, it's exciting to watch these people splash the chips and all that. But this is a real war of attrition.
Very disciplined.
On this thing, it's the looks of it. Several players that know how to play. They're on here either because they want to be on TV or they want to show how good they are, and it is going to be a real grind. And some days it has to be like that.
These guys are just sitting there waiting.
Well, it appears they're playing exactly. They're playing their cards. Nobody's making many moves, but we'll give it a bit longer and see if anybody does make any moves.
Queen's
now this one should
ace,
cause a little bit of a problem, simply because it's the two blinds. So the pair of eights probably thinks he's okay. That's a horrible flop for the two queens, but still bet it, and that should win it.
Yeah.
Yeah, found out where he was, represented the ace anyway. And if he'd have been caught, I think he'd have stopped short then.
That was the right thing to do there, because if you just checked it,
well,
you wouldn't know where he was.
No, he'd done the right thing. It'd have been interesting if he had... Well, the other guy can't bet then. That was a terrible flop for a pair of eights.
You have to be asking questions when you make your bets.
Yeah.
Find out where you are.
I tried to. If you haven't got to ask too many questions, it might break you. You might get the answer and it'll be the wrong one.
Yeah, you might find out what you don't want to know.
You have to be a bit cold, but you do have to ask questions in this game. That's how you get information.
And the more information you've got, the better you're going to be.
If you know how to use it. 42. What's he raised it? Oh, yeah, he called him. No, he should bet us again. He should make a bet here just to find out how he stands. Yep. Might give this up. Might have one shot. Nope. Yeah, that was all perfect. Jack Queen of Clubs and Jack King of Spades are the only two hands that look all that exciting. I wouldn't play Queen Jack in early position there.
We're talking about position a lot so far. If we've got any people just starting out and they're still not sure what we mean when we're talking about position, do you want to just explain?
Yeah, I'd just like to see this hand. The king's now at the front. And he's going to put a bet in. It's a nose flop for him, that is no problems there. Well, position's all important, and especially, well, it's all important in any card game, but even more so in Hold'em. because the later the position you're in, which means the closer you are to that button, it means there's less people to act behind you. And after the flop, anybody that's played, they have to make their decision first.
Yeah.
So it's huge, absolutely huge. You can't emphasise enough how much position decides how you play and what hands you play with. The later the position you are, the lower ranking hands you can play.
It's like what you were saying before about having information. The later the position are, the more information you're going to have.
You know how many people have passed, you know what's gone on before you, you can have a look at the strength of the hands, you see the flop, everybody else has to make a decision on the flop before you.
Yeah.
Everything's perfect. Everything's perfect. When you start playing under the gun, which is the first position after the big blind, you have to be very careful how you play these hands. Well, your options are limited.
Yeah.
And your chances of making money are cut down.
Do you play much more wide variety of hands in later position?
Not. I mean, I'm a pretty tight. I'm a very tight player anyway. Yeah. But so yeah, I mean, I do play lesser hands in late position. But even if you've got good hands in late position are just worth so much more than good hands in early position.
Yeah.
It's simply that you can extract more money. So most of the hands that I play in a tournament or in a cash game, if you put the analysis up whenever, you'd find out I played most of the hands that I do play always in late position.
Yeah, yeah. So something to keep in mind.
Probably one of the most important things for a beginner is position, and then most people never have it explained to them and just don't realise how important it is. And the same thing applies in a competition, where at some stage or other you're going to have to bet a steel blinds, and the place to steal blinds generally is in a later position.
So much terminology and different things for new players to
Well, if
to
they've
get
got,
to grips with.
I mean, I come out with these expressions which are just sort of normal expressions, and probably not realising that some people out there that are beginners are unaware of what I'm saying. But if you get any problems, just email in and we'll explain it.
Anything at all that you don't understand, you can text us 62211 or email poker@pokernightlive.co.uk. Malcolm will be happy to explain any of it to you. And of course, just watching, the more you watch, the more it sinks in, doesn't it? Till it becomes...
Well, once you learn the basics, and then you start to watch games or watch better players play, it all begins to slowly make sense.
Yeah.
Or when you read books,
Yeah.
you can read the book, and if you've never played, that really doesn't mean a thing to you. But it's all a combination of everything. You just have to go slowly, slowly. Don't go rushing into it. It's all very exciting when you're new, but you can play for enjoyment. So if you want to play for enjoyment, you really don't want it to be too expensive a hobby. And I know people that say, oh, well, it only cost me $50 a week. I'd spend that in the pub or whatever, and I enjoy it. Well, I can tell you, you enjoy winning a lot more than losing once you get used to winning. It's much more fun when you're winning.
Best.
So why not make the effort?
I'm still trying to get to that point myself.
What, making the effort or winning?
Winning.
Well, at least you're honest. I mean, I go out during the week and I can't find anybody losing on the internet. And yet somebody told me the statistics that there's only 18% of the players playing are winners.
I can imagine, yeah.
And if that's the truth, which it could well be, it just shows how much effort you've got to put in to be a winner.
Oh, it's hard work and dedication.
Very satisfying when you can beat it, you know, or you can do it.
And it's just sort of learning the basics and everything else, just learning it bit by bit.
Not going out your depth, you know, playing at a game that's not going to hurt you. Obviously, the bigger the game you play normally, the better the standard. So then you'll learn more anyway, and you'll become a better player. It's like playing play money. I mean, I play play money, As it turned out, I'd made up my mind I was going to play for 2 days when I first got my computer.
Yeah.
No idea, I was terrified of the computer. I thought I'm going to have 2 days playing Playman and get used to it. And I'll be on it, 10 minutes, and it did my head in, all in.
Yeah, you forgot about being scared of the computer.
True. And I went into a live game and I won $5 and I was so excited that I won $5, my first game on a computer. And this was after playing all my life for some quite reasonable money. But I was so excited the first night to put $5 win on the computer. And that was the start of it. And I still don't play that big on the net because I'm not 100% happy that at the higher levels that it's a level playing field. But I think at the smaller stakes, you've got more chance of a straighter game than you probably have if you went out and played live.
Right.
You know, I'm quite comfortable playing at the smaller levels.
Yeah.
But I think at the bigger levels, I'm still a bit concerned about collusion and different things. And as it turns out now, at my state of life and at my age, the desire to be a millionaire is gone, which I used to have, the burning ambition for the nice cars. I'm quite happy to tiggle along now and pay the bills. But for you youngsters out there, the world's your oyster. There's fantastic profits out there and incredible money, but it's not going to be easy. Right, we better get back to the game. Now I've rambled on. Good flop there for 8-9.
Yeah.
See what he's got? How many outs has he got?
Straight draw.
How many outs?
Loads. He wants 7 or a queen, but he's hit his flush.
He had 8. He had 8 for the straights, right? 8 cards to hit the straight. You normally get 9 for the flush, which would be 17.
Right.
But 2 of those would be the straight cards, so he had 15 outs.
And that's it's good that wasn't another heart on the river there on the last card.
Yeah, that would have been trouble.
Daz would have had the better flush.
But without looking, anyway, he had 15 outs, and as it turned out, his 9 and the 8 would have been good to beat the ace-king.
Yeah.
So in actual fact, he had about 22 outs. I think it was 21 outs. You know, he was big favourite to win that
Great
pot with the
flop
worst
for
hand. Yeah. Snap It is dropping down, playing less and less hands. That's about right. I mean, that's about what I'd probably play. That's
the percentage that they're actually seeing the flop.
They're playing how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 8-handed, 15%. He's only playing one hand around. Yeah, that's probably should be playing a bit more than that. But sometimes you don't get any cards. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah. And there's no point just playing them for the sake of them. Got to be patient.
Still very little movement in that game. Look. We won't say. We'll call him blocks. How would you pronounce it?
Blocks.
All right. Okay. Yeah. We'll miss the trap. We won't fall into the trap there.
Definitely not. I've been caught out too many times.
Yeah, it's so easy, isn't it? I'm completely unaware of some of them.
It was the one who caught me out was a player called 4 King.
Yeah.
Ace.
Yeah, that's a regular. Yeah, that's been going around for years and years and years. That one on the live games. Yeah. And funny enough, that's part of what you were asking. 4 King.
Yes.
And the ace to follow. Yeah, blocks is the only one that seems to be making any progress. I better write a few things down so that we know if anybody is making any difference. Snap It is now in a 67, so he's in a state of panic. That was a nice look. That was a nice one. Decided to steal the blinds. Two fours. He's going to steal these. He's going to make a move here. What's he going to do? So he should be raising around the... Oh, he's flat called. Not very clever. Now he's got himself in so much trouble.
Yeah.
Snap It is now going to make some money.
He's hit his jack, but Snap It's got trip 4s. He's got a full house now.
Yes. But as it happens, the ace-jack is playing so cagey. Snappet's very unlucky here that there hasn't been a bigger bet. Very unlucky there's not been a bigger bet. Well, that is amazing how tough that Tyre played that. Snappet's unlucky not to make a lot more money than that. If I had the ace-jack, I'm going to lose a few quid in that game, in that hand.
Yeah, he minimised his losses there, didn't he?
Yeah, he certainly did. And that's why I said what a tough game it is.
It is a really tough table.
When you'd expect to make money when your flop trip falls against the top pair with the best kicker. Snappet's now got a flush draw against the top pair. And now he's picked up the open-ended. So we're back to where we were before, 15 out.
Yeah, 4, 5, 6,
but only
7.
one card to come. But he's bet on the come, and he's re-raised him. And you're very unlucky there. Now that's amazing. Snappet ended up losing 3 times as much with that hand as he made with the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unlucky.
Yeah, strange play. That was a bit strange play there.
But really, really tough table.
But tough table.
Because you sort of underestimate these tables when you think it's 25 cent, 50 cent.
They're playing really tough.
Really, really tough. I've got a quick question for you, Malcolm, from Vegeta Cyan, who says, just a quick question. I've been playing in a small multi-table tourney. It's a free roll, and I had bullets on the button. Which are aces, for anybody that doesn't know. First position calls, and second position raises 4 times the big blind. 2 people flat call, and I move all in. The small blind calls my all in, and while the big blind is thinking, I type into the chat box, I have bullets, please fold. Hoping that I don't get any more callers, and in fact everybody else folds. Just talking to some of the players, and they say that declaring your hand is against the rules. I was just wondering whether it actually is against the rules to do that. Well, if you did it in a live game, now, in a casino, you'd either have your hand declared void, right, and there's all the action to take, or otherwise you wouldn't be allowed to, if you showed your hand, it's the same as showing your hand. If you turn your cards over in a live casino, in some casinos you'd be excluded from the pot and you'd lose your money, or if there was any more action to be taking place, you couldn't do any. My personal opinion, bang out of order done. Right. You should never discuss your hand, never disclose your hand in the chat box, and I'm very disappointed in you. I hope you're a beginner, and I hope you'll improve your behaviour, because it's very bad what you've just done. Right. And if you put your money in and then you haven't got the nerve for people to put their money in against you, play something else, tiddlywinks. Because you can't expect to put your money in the pot and then you lose your nerve and you tell everybody what you got because you're frightened of having a caller. Not very happy with you at all. Consider yourself fully told off. From Malcolm the Rock. He's not very happy with you, but thank you for your email anyway. We are fully interactive, so please do send your questions through. Malcolm is here to give you all his tips and advice, so if you want to get in touch with us, you can text us 62211, or you can email us, poker@pokernightlive.co.uk. There's the email address for you, just coming up on your screen. It's poker@pokernightlive.co.uk. So there you go, we'll get some more of your questions after we have a bit of a break. Also, we're going to have Beat the Presenter. It shouldn't be very difficult tonight. Shouldn't be very difficult to beat the presenter. Thanks, Malcolm. You've not even seen me play yet. I thought it was me. Oh, you're playing, right? Oh, in that case, you've all got a tough job, lads. It's beginner's night. Find another table, let her play on her own. She's too good. Beginner's night, so hopefully everyone's going to be able to learn from my mistakes. I don't think you're going to make any. You're going to be all right. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. If you've not seen it before, we're a winning combination. Please. Online at 11. We watch it back at 12. So we'll be doing that. Should be a good laugh. Have a couple of Red Bulls. You'll be well away. Or vodkas in your case. Yeah. See you after the break. Okay. So we're joined on the phone now by Tony Kendall. Hi, TK. Are you there?
Lyndsay, how you doing?
Very well, thank you. So what have you been up to? Where have you been?
Just got back from Vienna. Vienna's a place that I believe Malcolm has happy memories of. Is that right, Malcolm?
Well, happy and unhappy.
2 finals, is it, Malcolm?
Yeah, but
He made 2 finals back in the 1960s, I believe.
No, it was the 50s.
Oh, it's the 50s.
Yeah, it was the 50s. It was the 50s.
The reason I like Malcolm is he's the only guy in the world that's on the poker circuit that's older than me.
And that makes you feel better.
Yeah, we had a good time in Vienna. I saw an interesting incident at my table one night when a guy whose name was Norbert Strongberg got himself outdrawn and threw the cards across the table at the dealer.
Goodness
And
me.
what was the
And
result?
the tournament director, Thomas Lindstrom Flurger, that might not be his real name.
No, it's TK.
Yeah.
His
Well, he
name's
was-
TK as well.
He was walking past at the time, and he immediately gave this guy a 10-minute penalty, which I thought was wonderful.
I thought that was, rather lenient.
Yeah, do you think he deserved a bit more?
Yeah.
Well, at least they gave a penalty. When was
Yeah.
the last time you saw a penalty given out in English poker, Malcolm?
At the Broadway.
What, recently?
Well, time passes so quickly for me
It
now.
must have been very recently. It's a pretty
Get that
rare
memory
event
working.
these days.
It was in the old days of the previous manager. That
Yeah,
definitely
when,
a couple of penalties were dished out then.
When Rich was there.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to see more of this sort of thing.
Yeah.
What we had in Vienna last week was a lot of internet qualifiers, and
They don't know how to behave, unfortunately.
well, that's exactly
Or they're
it,
being
Malcolm.
shown the wrong example by some of the pros.
Yeah, now, I don't want to be too right-wing about this, but my view is shoot 'em.
I think that's
Is that
Maybe
it, Paul?
half an hour.
too quick a death.
So do you see that sort of behaviour very often then? It seems very childish.
Quite a
Too
lot of it
often,
lately. It's
Too often,
because of...
Is that down to the internet with people sort of managing to qualify for these tournaments who just don't have the experience and don't understand the etiquette?
Well,
That's
that's one of
part-
the reasons.
that is
Plus the
partly
fact
it.
they're picking up stuff from the TV.
Correct.
People like Helmuth and TK won't mind me mentioning him. Helmuth, and there's a few more that are the bad boys, and that's
Yeah.
their image. And it's like the McEnroe of tennis, and these young kids are picking up on it and think it's the norm and it's a way to behave. And it's not really. It's not good for the game. But the TV, funny enough, actually enjoy it
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I mean,
proves
that's
it
what
because
the
they
TV want. They
focus.
almost prompt it, don't they? But,
Yeah, they
we're going
focus
down
on-
a slippery slope.
They focus on the tables where they know there'll be controversy and aggravation.
They want a bit of scandal.
Yeah,
Makes good
yeah.
TV, I
So,
suppose.
but it doesn't make good. It's not good for poker. I don't
No.
think.
Well, us purists would say, let's see some decent poker, not improper behaviour. And
Yeah.
as far as I'm
Yeah.
concerned, everybody that behaves improperly should get some sort of punishment. I'm sorry to be right-wing about it, but once again, if we had a governing body that organised our game, we'd impose these penalties. And I will never deviate from that view. I think it's wrong, it's bad for the game.
I heard you talking about that the other week on. I think it was on here actually, and I mean you do realise that there have been efforts before to get some central organisation to look after the players and whatever, and it's a devil of a job because poker players are so selfish.
It's a strange thing in poker. I mean, when we get in a hand and we played $1,000 entry fee, and on a whim we decide to raise on a bluff or make a big call, and yet if someone says pay a 50p for a cup of tea, we get all upset. And I saw some guys, they was having a race for the 25s one night at Nottingham. I mean, the 25 chips in a £20 comp, they're worth about threepence.
Yeah.
And this guy had a blazing row because he said the button was in the wrong place.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I get that
And
as
you think,
well.
what is with these people?
Well, they're just argumentative, and they just that's going to be the problem of ever trying to get a governing body to run the game. Got to run your own players first.
Yeah, I think it starts with the major casino groups, and I think if they would back it, and if we could get one or two of the internet companies to come along, it could be done, but maybe not in you and me's lifetime.
And the casinos have got their own agenda, because you'd have to have the casinos come along with you.
Precisely.
And some of them, it's not in their interest to have long anti-structures. They want you as quick as possible on the gaming tables or staff problems. What would suit us and make a great game for poker wouldn't necessarily suit them.
Okay, well, TK, we're going to go for a short break now, but we'll be catching up with you a bit later on in the show, so thanks for chatting to us, and we'll speak to you in a bit.
Take care, Lyndsay.
Welcome back to Poker Night Live. I'm Lyndsay, and I'm joined by Malcolm the Rock Harwood tonight. Here with you till 2. watched some good stuff so far. Very tight play, haven't we, on a cash game?
Yep.
Yeah, so without further ado, we're going to head over to our multi-table tournament and see how they're getting on there. We started off with 230 runners.
And we were down at 175. And now, oh, I've got no idea how many's left.
Yay! Sorry, I've just been trying desperately to get into a tournament for Beat the Presenter, and I've managed to get sat down.
Isn't she excited?
Hey.
Isn't it lovely? The enthusiasm. Let's hope she feels
My
just
first
the same
one.
if she gets
I'm
knocked
terrified.
out first.
They're all chatting to me now. So if you've not seen Beat the Presenter before, one of us, it's my turn tonight, plays online at 11 o'clock, and we'll be watching the tournament back at 12. So they're saying, hi, Lyndsay. Oh, right, here we go.
Not a problem. Now, at the moment, I can't tell any of you how many are left in this tournament. There was 175 when we last were on here, but now there's plenty of chip stacks over the 5,000, whereas before 8,000 was the leader. I've got a feeling now it could be a lot more. The antes are now up to 1-2, and they were 25.50 when we left. So I could well imagine we're under the 100 mark now.
I'm just trying to work out how to play this one. It's completely different to the one I play at home. They're saying what happens if we beat the presenter, and they're saying she goes on a date with you. I never said that.
That could have been worse. A7 is now in a bit of bother with a queen. Can't believe that. So he's going to make a bet now. He should make a bet here. And that should be the end of it. Yep. Takes him a little bit further in the lead on that table. Snap It's still doing well. Snap It's doing well. 6,000 chips. I should imagine that is way above average. But as yet, I've still no information on how this tournament now I can bring you more up to date. There's 78 left now of the original 221, I think, or something around that mark that left. So 230. So we're under a third of the players now left. So the average stack is 4,500, and I understand the leader is 15.6. So anybody with 4,500 is in good shape. So Snap It's in very good shape, and now the tournament's beginning to get a little bit interesting with 78 players. This is when you start to play the tournament. This could be an interesting one here. Oh, that's a shocking card for Berkster to see the ace come over. He was a big favourite over that guy. Panaman Greet. But he didn't lose too much. All rubbish out this time. Should be just a battle of the blinds. Queen foot. I like the sit and goes, of course, just as much as I like the multi-tables.
This one's scary. It's completely different to playing at home. Pressure's on.
You are at home. Okay.
They're a chatty bunch as well. I think they're trying to put me off.
And now we're about to come to a $20 sit and go. Decent standards usually at $20 sit and goes. Usually see some decent play. Now, straight as we come in, aces. Aces. Now, and he's got called what a... Oh, this is lovely for the aces. Found a pair of sevens against him. Jack, Queen, we're going to see a lot of disasters straight from the beginning. Because the sevens are going to have a job to keep out of this hand. Be a marvellous pass if he can put sevens down on that flop. No, he couldn't. Jack, Queen's gone. And it's got even worse. Now the sevens will have to put... No, the aces didn't like it. That surprised me. Now he bets. And I thought for 100 he'd have got called. King 10, ace 6, 2 queens there from Gulo 1. Yep. 100 raise maybe. Maybe a little bit more. 80. Yeah, usual thing he does, 4 times. I think King 10 will be interested, takes it down. Two tens out there again, 2 sevens. On the blind, could be interesting. And 2 nines out. Know a few of these players now, Charwell and Heron. Pair of sevens have put a flat chord. I think the nines have to put a raise in here. He hasn't got the best hand, but it was a right move. And he's going to go all in, because he's a bit short. And unfortunately, you're going to have to call him now. That's a good pass. Good pass. Tens keep cropping up. Tens now for running Lee. That definitely warrants a raise in that position. Yep, perfect. Just takes the blinds down. Early stages this, the blinds are very small. You don't really want to commit too many chips. Get yourself knocked out early. Later on, as the antes go up, they're going to have to take more chances. Plus the fact stealing the blinds are obviously a lot more valuable. But at the moment, they're just sparring away. Not much there. 10 king of clubs has got the best of it. Probably put a little raise in there. No. I got a shot at the big blind, whatever happened there. And they're playing very cautiously. Nothing wrong with that though at the moment. Nobody's got anything. But at the moment the pot is there for the taking. And running Lee made a nice little bet. Took the pot down. But not the best hand. Always good when you can do that. Quick game though. They're not hanging about. Oh, we've suddenly... It skipped, and now all of a sudden we're heads up. Completely threw me. The antes have suddenly shot a 326.40. I'm going to blame the producers. So now we're in a heads-up battle. These antes are massive. It's almost stick it in and hope. There's not much room to play now. It's very debatable whether he calls that. I think I'd probably wait one more hand, but he's got to give up 640. He's got to make a stand. As it turns out, if he makes a stand, he's not in bad shape. Good, well done, you picked the right time. Now you just got to get a bit lucky. And for what's left, you've got to put another 1,000 in. I want to do that. This is a nice move in the end by running lead, because he's managed to take the lead without even seeing a flop. And he definitely must raise with King 6. Big hand, two-handed. Don't like what he's just done. Still in front. Still in front. But he could probably end up losing this pot. Now he's at the front with a 6. And he'll take that down. Didn't like the way he played that though. This could be the hand that might finish it off. Yep, must take them on now. King 9 still okay. Yes, he's going backwards and forwards. Jack or a queen he needs, or an ace. That would have done. Now 4 King Ace has taken the lead, going backwards and forwards. This could end up being a split pot. Not with those two low cards there, it's interesting. And it's aces and queens with a 6. The 6 amazingly played. And he's beginning to get away now, running Lee. Antes are absolutely ridiculous now. No choice, has to call, and he's hit. So once again the balance looks like it might swing back. And indeed it has. Not much skill in this at the moment, I'm afraid, not much poker. It's just stick it in and hope. Whoever wins the antes takes the lead. Oh, this could be the hand that will sort it out. Queens against King 10. He can't put the King 10 down. But they played it very slow. Now he can. Well, he got away with that. 4 King Ace. Running lead, missed an opportunity. Does he want to double him up with 4, 6? No. Can't say I blame him. Oh yeah, playing a little bit of poker. You might have to give him this one as well. Nope, he decides to go for it, which would be the right move, because he's going to pass. Yeah, playing quite well, these two. They're trying to play poker even at these antes. I'm not quite sure how the young lady next to me is doing, whether she's trying to play poker.
I'm not giving anything away.
That's what I like to hear.
All I can say is they're a chatty bunch, this lot.
Naturally.
Trying to distract me, I think.
Well, it should be the opposite, the other direction. They should put the video up if you sat there. And that evens it up again. It's amazing at these antes just how long this is going. Right, very big hand here, ace queen. 4, 5 will have nothing to do with it. Time to go all in, running lead. You must go all in. Ace is a very big hand, heads up. Well, is this going to be the time? They keep going backwards and forwards. Oh, this is an interesting hand. 4 King Ace has running lead dominated. So there'll be another switch back. Jack has split the... No, 9 is good. Jack wouldn't have split the pot. I was wrong there. And once again it's changed. And this time it could end. Hasn't got any chips, forced to call, but he's hit an 8. And this could go on forever. This is amazing that these antes are still playing. In the meantime, Lyndsay's probably had 6 buy-ins.
It's not a rebuy. Don't.
And that's it. 4 king ace has made it with a nice straight. Had to outdraw him. And now we're back to our multi-table. Snap It's still there. Dropped a few, so he's probably only around average now, probably under average. 51 players left in this tournament. And the chip leader is up to 21,000, which is a healthy position to be in. Average stack name must be around the 5,000 mark, probably just a little bit more. Okay, and the ante is now 150, 300. So on this particular table, there's nobody at the moment got any problem. They've still got plenty of play in it. 51 left, 31 to go for the money. So things won't tighten up at all at the moment. On this table, we've got Harwood is the leader, and Cooper 78 close on his heels. No problems on this table. They've all got plenty of time. 10 times a big blind, and you're still okay. Nice flop for the ace queen. And we're going to leave the multi-table until it gets down to about 30, then it'll get more interesting. Instead of that, we'll go to a cash game. And we've got, yes, a cash game, 1, 2. Snap It on that one. Keep mentioning Snap It, but I do like the way he plays. And we've got 4 king ace on there, which I'm not going to forget that one in a hurry. Gulo. Quite a few other players that are playing in the multi-table. This is a different cash game to the one we were watching before. Quite a lot more expensive this can get. As you can see by the amounts on the table, there's a lot more money on the table. I've seen more than this before on a 1-2. We'll see whether it's as tough as the other game was. Queens on the small blind. Not going to get any action unless somebody decides they want to steal the blinds. So this is going to be over quickly. He might just decide, no, he can't. He's not going to give him a free flop. We wouldn't know where he was. So a nice hand, didn't make any money. Shame when you have to waste a hand like that. Not much help again. It's like this sometimes for you players that aren't playing it. Sometimes it's just a real struggle. The game never seems to take off. And it's not always because players are exceptionally tight, it's just the cards aren't coming out. But when it is like this, the one who's got the little bit of aggression will finish on top, because they'll pick up the blinds and the small pots. I was going to bet this, I should think. It must put a little bet in, just in case there's a heart out against him, and Frantic can do nothing about it. Surprised he's taking this long to decide. All he's got is a middle pin. Yeah, that was an obvious fold. Just made Mr. Gnu wait a bit longer. And he's got the best hand again, ace jack. Again, won't be any action here, maybe a little bit. I thought the 4 king ace might have made a move on his blinds, but just giving the blinds up. This is tough again. This is very tough. Again, the ace king. Yeah, that $6 might just stop. The pair of 9s might have a go. I wouldn't know. I want a flat call with a pet out, so I don't really want to call that. It'd be a bit better if they all call for 6. He'll get us some value. And he got the value. Trip 9s. Open-ended for Moose Wind. This could be a problem. We might finally get a big pot here. I don't know what the result is, but I'll give Lyndsay credit. She's deep concentration playing this. I think it could be the last $5 she's got.
Stop giving them
We
clues.
might end up having a collection amongst the lads here afterwards. Yeah, that's a good effort by the ace king to take this pot down. And the 9s really, this is interesting now. Moose Wind's gone all in with the open-ended straight, and he can't pass the 9s. Is he going to hit the straight? And he's hit the full house. Very nice. Nice pot. Just said there was very few pots, and then all of a sudden one developed. Taking a couple of players out of the game, they could have sat back in if they'd have wanted to bring up more money. This is not a game that if I was losing a few quid that I'd want to sit back in again to try and get it back, because it's too tough. But Frantic's made a nice little pot for himself there. And they snap it. Hasn't got so much money to play against these boys. But enough at these antes. You never want to leave yourself too short if you can bring up more money, because you're losing a few moves if you leave yourself too short. Or at least you're losing a few options. You're losing the bluffing option, and invariably you'll have to go to 5 cards. Queens, Frantic's on a rush now. Not going to get anything out of this. They're all taking a long time, but nobody's going to call him. Unless they have a rush of blood, which is not going to happen in this game. Picks up the blinds again. Won't be much happening this time unless everybody sees a flop. Yep, he's done the right thing. Try to pick up the blinds, and he will. Yep, Frantic, it looks like you found the one decent pot in this game. Good luck to you. Didn't like the call either when you flat called with 9s, but it worked out well. They're all playing really strictly ABC poker here. Everybody's solid. That's a bit looser. Have to be careful now. Yeah, and he's dropped straight in for him. King flush, nowhere for the king 3 of hearts to go. He might still put a little betting in there. If he puts a small bet in, he might get called. No, he's not going to get called. Minimum bet, he might just have got called, thinking it was a split pot. Nothing again, nothing's going to happen here. How frantic, having been on a rush, now he decides he can win with anything. Wants to play with Jack Deuce. Bad play. No, hopeless play that was. Don't know quite what he wanted to achieve there with a flat call. Just felt in a good mood, wanted to give somebody $2. Not very disciplined, that wasn't. But he's certainly getting the pick of the hands. And get his $3 back. But I'm afraid not a very exciting game for the viewers. But for all that, it is a lesson in how tough some of these games can be. They're not always exciting. This is what it's like when you really got a graph for your money. I'll put a little EAD, that's the perfect little bet. Take the pot. Again, no cards out. Surprised the City Sacks didn't make City's aces. I'm surprised he didn't make a little move there on the blinds. But it's that tough a game. This one's all over. Miss Frantic decides he'd like to give another $4 away. I can't believe he will. Well, things have gone very quiet next to me. Lyndsay's either dumbfounded by the amount of chips she's got. I daren't look. It'd spoil all the fun for me. But she's trying, I'm sure of that. And she's definitely still in. Otherwise, I wouldn't be sat here boring you to tears, which I'm afraid I might well be doing.
I'm sure you're not.
Because there's not much to comment on. Well, surprise! Oh no, the 9 Jack's got the lead here. He won't particularly like it. Very dangerous flop, but he's bet big to find out exactly where he is, and they will pass. That's turned out to be a good bet. He's given no cheap cards for a middle. It's such a dangerous flop for him. Can't suck anybody in with that hand, except yourself. Come on, Swan Eyes. Oh my God. There's no effort here. This is a soft game, really. It's hard, but there's nobody really trying to steal the blinds or make anything happen. Might get a little bit of action here. City's aces seems he's a very conservative player, I think. $8. That surprised me in this game. Moves well, decides he wants to play with... Oh my God, he must have seen the cards coming. It must be crooked. Trip 8s. And he's going to get on with Frantic. Now he should check this. He really should check this. He's got position. That's not clever. I don't think that's good. He'll get on, but that wasn't such a good move. I want to check that. There's no dangers on the flop. And he's gone and lost the 2 10s. Plays silly cards, King 8, get dead lucky, it's a flop, and then doesn't get a penny out of it. That was diabolical play again. Unbelievable.
Well.
Unbelievable, diabolical player not. City Aces has decided to crack up and throw all his money away trying to steal off him. You were real lucky there, Moose, as well. You played that hand about as badly as you could and got paid. That was amazing. So be patient. In the end, somebody's going to crack up and throw their chips away, which is what happened there.
I'm back with you, Malcolm.
That's terrible news because the sit and goes usually go on for an hour, and I genuinely haven't looked how she played, but I would imagine she must have gone out in about 5th place at best. But we'll see. Whether we'll say nothing, we'll see in a minute whether she was unlucky or she played as badly as Moose Wild did just now, but didn't have his luck.
Well, it's called Beat the Presenter for a reason.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to be beaten that quickly. They've all.
I'm gonna be let off a bit though, hopefully, because it was my first time, and plus I've never played on this software before.
And you were put in the deep end today.
I was put in the deep end at the last minute without even being shown the software, and I had to try and work out. I'm just making excuses now.
Yeah, because there's not that much apart from having to use a slider. There's not much you have to learn about the software when you're playing a sit and go. I'm
just making excuses.
Well, you're going to have a chance of it. We're going to see how good you are. You better tell me what's in the hole. So apparently it's coming up in a minute. And I know you love it.
I do. We're going to play What's in the Hole just so we can get off the topic of my game in Beat the Presenter.
This is about the equivalent of playing Tiddlywinks.
Yeah, we want you to tell us what is in the hole. If you've not seen it before, here it is. Listen to the music as you go. Woo! There you go. You've got NGS at the bottom there with his cards coming up. He's still there. Look at the hand as it's being played, and we want you to work
put
out.
A massive bet in, all in, or 3,000. No,
Yeah.
I knew it was a big bet. I did remember that.
So, what is in the hole? What cards is NGS holding? This is the big bet, isn't it?
I think he had an under pair for sure, but now he wants to bet.
Yep, there we go.
Right.
All in. So
there was 3 aces out there, so it was very tough for him to have an ace. He certainly didn't have king. He wouldn't have gone all in. I think he had an under pair.
I wonder. If you think you know, though, text the word hold to 62211. 62211, there it is, and put your name on the text as well. Or if you just have a question that you'd like to ask, you can text those in as well. And also our email address, if you want to send them on email, is poker@pokernightlive.co.uk. There it is on your screen. All your questions and your comments, please get them through to us.
Especially from anybody that watched Lyndsay play. Kind comments only.
No. I don't really want anyone being mean to me.
I just said kind comments
only. Yeah,
only
kind.
You can't expect it.
All right, we're going to go back to the MCT. Have I missed a lot?
No, we're getting to an interesting stage now. We were down to 51.
Right.
I should imagine we're around the 30 to 40 mark now. Snap It, unfortunately, has gone backwards. The big stack is the chip leader, Sir Better Lot. Deserves to be knighted with 26,000. So we got the chip leader at 26,000. I'll try and find out for you in a minute exactly how many. And Snap It has gone from above average chips. He's obviously had a dry spell because he's a much better player than that to let himself just get into the way. He must have had a dry spell completely. Or he got caught because he's now at a small stack. Now he really does have to make a move. Blinds are 200, 400. It's got 8 big blinds. When it goes to 5 big blinds, I am automatically getting my money in these competitions. But if they're very close to the money, there is a reason for just hanging on if you need maybe one more to go or 2 more to go.
As you'll discover when you watch my game back, the blinds eat you up and then you have no power left.
But did you have the power to begin with? Poor old Snap It, you can't make a move with that. No, the point is how many are left?
In my game?
No, I'm wondering how many's left in this game. 30 players. That's great. The information comes from all sources. That makes a difference. So they're 10 off the money. So Snap It's nowhere near the money. He's found the first 2 decent cards, done everything right, stuck it in, and he could just get away with that and take the blinds. He probably wouldn't, yeah. So he made the blinds at least, gives him one more round. He'd have probably fancied having a call there. I think he'd have took his shot with that hand. But he's going to have one more round. And it should be quite interesting again. Watch Snap It in particular because he's been playing a few months now. He's picked the game up very, very well, and I'm sure he'll know what to do with his 3,000. He knows that he can't sit there and let 10 players disappear, so he's not going to get any money. So he's just looking for a shot to double up.
Yeah.
And the minute that there isn't a raise made before him, he will stick his money in with any 2 cards, or I would, and I'm pretty sure he will. We'll see anyway. We'll see whether he's been listening.
Let's hope so.
So bet a lot is continuing to mop up. He's put himself in a strong position for the money. That's...
I think he should have gone in with that.
Well, it's not a great hand. He's got all the... I mean, it's sometimes you have to, but he did win the blinds before.
Yeah.
So he's got the blinds coming up. He takes these blinds. He's in no worse a position than he was before. So I think he's done the right thing there. Too many players behind him. Just not a big hand. So he might as well see his blinds. He hadn't put any money in that pot.
That's better.
No, it depends what happens here, but he's probably got to make a stand with this. If indeed he has to. He might not get taken on, but I think Gropek cannot resist trying to take these blinds now. He's going to make an 1,800 raise, I think, whatever happens. He can't make it all in. No, he did. He's wary because he knows Snap It will take him on. So they were both...
He didn't.
Oh, I didn't even notice that Shady lately had made a bet, did you?
Yeah.
I missed that. Sorry. I missed it. I didn't see the bet come in.
I thought Snap It would have took him on though.
I find this green table not that easy to see the chips on it. It could be a bit better background than that, but never mind.
It does.
No, I don't mind Snap It letting that go. So he's no worse position than he was before when he stole the blind.
Right.
And that guy had raised. Did you notice what Shady Lady had raised with?
King something. I can't remember now.
Yeah, well, we know that Snap It was in a good position there, but he didn't. This one, it goes in. This one, it goes in. Normally, you wouldn't particularly be looking for a call, but in Snap, no, that's a. I don't like that at all.
Just calls.
I do not like that move at all. Don't like that move at all. Very disappointed in that.
Because now he's going to have to go in anyway.
Well, he's going to have to go on anyway, but he lost the option of, as it turned out, the small blind got rid of the big blind, but I'm not very keen on that, but he's going to get away with it. No, he's not. I mean, as it turns out, he was in a no-win, because if he'd have gone all in, the King, Queen of Hearts would have took him on. But I don't think he played that very well. I don't think he played that very well. He either wants to win the blinds, or whatever happens, get heads up with that pair of nines.
Yeah.
And the way he played it, it could have been 2 players against him. No, disappointed, Snap It. Disappointed, but we know we lost 1, so now we're down at least 1 player more. I should imagine we've lost a couple on the other table, so we're very close to the money now.
Yeah, it's 20 places paid.
$23 for the thing. Now, if you've got a few thousand, you're going to be looking at, you know you're pretty well out of the tournament as regards winning it, or not realistic. You're going to try and make sure you get your $23. So by now, I'd have all 3 tables up if I was short stacked to see who else was short stacked with me, and whether it was worth my while just hanging on and guaranteeing the 23. Two jacks, which is going to be very nice against these cards. Now you should move all in. You should move all in. Gee, I play this game, Phil. Now you don't know where you are. You still got to move all in. No, he's worried to death about the ace. You could have took
Yeah,
all the
he's
worries
worried
out the
now.
way, you could have moved all in, all the worries out the way. This guy makes a bet now, you're probably going to put your hand down.
Yeah, because he's going to put him on the ace.
You can't mess about with jacks at this stage of the game. Well, now move all in. They give you another chance to take this pot down. You deserve to lose it. You didn't. But didn't like that play either. I think I'll seem to be playing in this one and commentating. Would you have, I mean, you haven't been playing much, would you have put your money in again?
Yeah, no, I was off.
It should have gone in before the flop.
As you'll soon find out, going all in's my speciality.
Well, you did say you're an impatient girl. Yeah.
It's funny though, you know, it's the pressure on you when you know that people are
I
going
agree
to watch
with you.
it. It's completely different.
When I was on that, what was it, Heads Up with Herring, and they asked me to do one so they could record it for the show. I did, you know, it was only a small one, but I did find myself in that you really don't want to let yourself down. There's a completely different.
When you know everyone's going to be watching
you know that there's, was it 3 million viewers have we got tonight? Is it? Or,
probably.
Or was it 3? I can't remember.
3 million.
In your dreams. If there's
At least.
If there's 3 million, we want better wine than we get at the moment.
All across Europe, people are going to be watching. But you play at home and you're just so relaxed and you're used to the games you're playing.
Well, no, you're not relaxed. The point is nobody knows what you're doing. This is why the internet, for a professional, is a godsend, because there's so many people out there that do play badly and don't mind playing badly when nobody knows they're watching. You know, they press that button, they haven't got to worry about criticism across the table, looking a fool, walking out a loser in front of people, and it's ego that stops a lot of people from losing. But when you're sat in your own home, there's nobody there to really say you played badly.
I'll tell you what it is as well, because when I'm at home I don't really use the chat box because it does distract me, and I do get easily distracted, so I tend just to ignore it. But I felt almost obliged to speak to the people because, you know, and they were chatting a lot, and you're sort of trying to concentrate on the game, and then people are chatting. Whereas normally at home I would just completely ignore it. But because obviously these are our viewers and our friends, so I wanted to be polite, even though some of them were being vulgar.
I think you could have been polite after you'd won it. Live. You know, you should have concentrated on the game. You said it was a new experience for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's all trial and error. I suppose next time I'll know not to.
You really need to concentrate, and there's no doubt about a chat box. It can give you good information sometimes, but I found quite a lot lately listening to people disgusting chat, you know, really makes you sick. And I've now started to turn off. I just don't want to, because you do find yourself tending to look at it.
Yeah, you do.
And
most of them were complete gentlemen, though, I do have to say.
And though you can pick up a few towels from it, I think it can be a bigger distraction.
Yeah.
You know, there's more.
No, I do tend to just completely ignore it.
Then again, I mean, I'm getting onto tables now, and I'm beginning to know the players because I'm playing on the high-low game, Omaha high-low game regularly. So you do say hi, you know, when you get on the table, and somebody say, "Oh," and obviously, if you've got it turned off, they think you're being rude or funny. So it's a striking the right balance, really.
Yeah. I think I'll get used to it.
I suppose, like everywhere else, you know, I always said you can have friends at the poker table. You can have friends afterwards. You really, I suppose, it applies online. You know, you just play people as though they were numbers.
I do think I'll enjoy it more next time, though. Now I've done one.
I don't think they'll give you a second chance if you've made a disaster of it.
That's going to be for you to judge.
I think all the other presenters were given 50s odds, and they gave you 10 to start with, didn't they?
I think you're going to be disappointed with me, Malcolm.
No, they can afford it. I'd never be disappointed in you.
No, I hope
because
not.
I've thoroughly enjoyed myself this evening. I wasn't particularly looking forward to it.
Oh, were you not?
No, I was apprehensive.
Why?
I'd heard a lot of bad
Have you heard
things.
stories
I'd heard
about
a lot
me?
of bad things about you. You're very down on old men. And and it's been a pleasure so far.
So far, so good.
It won't be a pleasure after I go mad at you for the way you played the sitting game.
Oh, I can take it, I can take it.
But then again, see, I have to be careful because we might be on again in another month and it'll be my turn.
I know.
And I'll make a big rip.
Well, as long as it helps me play better next time, that's the main thing.
Anyway, let's give the viewers what they really want, which is how the sitting goes going. Now, Shady Lady, while we've been nattering away, has now took a commanding lead on this table. So we'll watch this hand anyway and come back to it later when it will probably be in its final stages.
Yeah.
But Sir Better Lot has now got some opposition on there. I should imagine we're down to almost the money now.
Yeah, but Shady Lady doing really well now.
3, 5, 7 on there. We could actually be down to 21 or 23.
But we will look at that a bit later on and see the final stages of it though. But I just want to get a couple of your emails through. This one is from Vicky, Shaky, River and Chater. Thank you very much. They say they're a group of friends who have a friendly home game. They've been playing about 4 months and there's still one dumb question unanswered. If 2 people have the same 2 pairs each and a kicker card, say an 8 and a 10 in their hand with a higher valued card, say a queen on the board, is this a split pot because of the queen, or do the kickers in the pocket play? Please, please, please put us right so we can play like pros.
Nice easy one, the queen plays. The bottom line is the easy way to work it out is it's for 5 cards. You pick out your 5 cards, and in your cases you've both got the same 2 pairs each, and you've both got the same kicker, which is a queen.
Yeah.
So even if it's playing the board and none of your cards, it's just the best hand out, and the best hand out is your 2 pairs with a queen. So it's always
the best 5 card hand.
Your kicker becomes irrelevant if there's a bigger kicker on the flop. So that's a nice easy question. I love you.
Yes, and I hope you're enjoying it.
Lyndsay could have answered that with a struggle.
Yeah, I did know that one actually, believe it or not, I did. This is one from Dean who says, I won an online tournament and now faced Kerry Dixon and Tony Cascarino on the final table. I understand that Cass is quite a tasty player. Do you know what sort of style he plays?
You're right about he's a good player. He's played a lot on television, and I must admit I've never played him myself. I've watched him a couple of times on television. He really does know what he's doing. He's certainly going to be used to the TV cameras. Kerry Dixon, never seen him play poker. He could certainly play football, but I'd say that he's the one to concentrate on and be very careful of Cascarino. He might want to bully. I don't know. I mean, a good player changes their game, and he might, if he's faced with you as an online player, might decide to bully you. But he's a solid player and knows what he's doing.
They're going to be good competition.
Yeah. Good luck to you anyway. It's a free go for you virtually, and it'll be a lovely experience, and enjoy yourself. Hope you win some money.
Yeah, and thank you for getting in touch with the show. If you've got any questions that you'd like to put to Malcolm, we are here till 2 o'clock, so please do send your comments and your questions through to us. Our text number, there it is, 62211, or you can email us as well if you prefer to do that. There's the address, poker@pokernightllive.co.uk. And you can also, a very new thing on Poker Night Live is have your say. Call us 0906 200 70 80. All you do is leave a recorded message. It can be a message or a question, and we'll be playing them out on the show. So you'll be hearing yourself on TV. So please do that if you want to hear yourself live across the nation. So have your say on Poker Night Live. Okay, so we're going to take a short break in just a few moments. And after that, we're going to watch Beat the Presenter, which is my game, which I'm very, very nervous about. But before we go to our break, we're going to be speaking to Tony Kendall, TK, who is going to Monaco tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. So they're going to get him up on the line very soon, and we're going to have lots to say to him. But make sure you come back after the break for Beat the Presenter. Malcolm is going to analyse my game, tell me how great I was.
Short as it was.
It wasn't that bad, come on. This is going to be interesting. I think there might be some fisticuffs, so make sure you come back after the break. And before that, don't forget, we're going to be speaking to TK. See you then. Okay, well, before we head to another break, we're going to speak to Tony Kendall again. We spoke to him a bit earlier on the show. He's been in Vienna. So, TK, are you there?
I'm here, Lyndsay.
And you were talking about some misbehaviour in Vienna.
Yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of misbehaviour, but we won't go there. But we were talking about at the table. But that apart, it's a wonderful festival. And I'm sure Malcolm will confirm that there's something special about the Concord in Vienna. They have the best dealers I've ever come across, consistently.
Yeah.
The place is beautifully organised. It's a pure card room, although they have now introduced one gaming table, which is a rather bizarre form of blackjack, where you can make 22 rather than 21. But that apart, it's a pure card room, good meals, good service, and lovely atmosphere.
I think one of the Poker Night Live commentators, James Browning, was in Vienna as well. Did you come across him?
He had a result, yes. We had a chat or two. And in fact, James done his interview the night after me from the card room, I believe.
He was doing it for the Geordie team, you see.
Yeah, and I think he made one final there. He's in quite good form lately.
He's been all over the place. He was on a poker cruise as well not too long ago.
Yes, we was on the same cruise, and he made a final over there as well. I think he picked up a nice few bob, so the man's on fire.
And you're heading to Monte Carlo tomorrow, is that right?
7 o'clock in the morning, yes. Looking forward to that.
Take a packet of hamburgers with you.
Hamburgers?
Last time I was in
Snoopy was saying
Carlo.
that it was costing €20 for a hamburger without chips.
No way.
Yeah, it's 15 euros for a beer.
And 40-minute wait to get them. That's
right.
the truth. Yeah.
You've got the place, that's the place.
€20 for a hamburger without chips.
Unbelievable. I'm taking sandwiches with me.
What do these establishments think all poker players must be full of money then?
Say that again, Lyndsay.
These establishments must think that all poker players are rolling in money.
Well, it's just a very expensive resort. I mean, it's a beautiful resort. It's a lovely resort, but just everything is so expensive out there. I was very fortunate my 2 of my last 3 trips to have been a guest on a yacht moored in the harbour, which is heaven, absolutely heaven. We played sit and goes all night for about 8 nights in a row, and we had some good guests there. We had Robert Cooper and Dave Colclough, Tony G, John Duffy. John Duffy's quite some player, you know. And we played £500 and £1,000 sit and goes, and had a wonderful time. How lucky am I?
Very
Well, you
lucky.
were, because you won most of them. That's what I've been told. You actually put in a bid for the yacht.
I had to win it. I had to swim home.
So what exactly is going to be going on in Monte Carlo if any of the viewers aren't aware of the tournament there?
Say again, Lyndsay.
What exactly is going to be going on in Monte Carlo, just if any of the viewers...
It's the grand final of the European Poker Tour, sponsored by PokerStars. There have been 6 events across Europe, and this one that's going on now is a €10,000 jockey, which is a bit steep for my pocket. They've got 2 opening days, and on day 1, Dave Holcock busted out. His aces got turned over by 6-8. Julian Thu got busted out. His kings got turned over by aces.
That was it, yeah.
And we had a young lady who works with us called Jen Mason, a very intelligent 20-something-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Who we work with, and she qualified by the Blue Square Unusual Suspects League. She had to beat 9 best players over about 30 games.
Right.
Those players included Mickey Wernick, Stuart Nash,
European
Ian
number
Bradley,
1.
J.P. Kelly, Burnley John, Simon Noeb, and she beat a lot of them over about 30 games to qualify for Monte Carlo. She's a young, frail, 6-stone girl. And Malcolm knows her, lovely young lady.
Do you think that works in our favour? Do you think they underestimate her a bit?
Not so much now, they're beginning to catch on.
Yeah, she done well in Helsinki, she done well in Deauville, and now she's gone out there yesterday with against about 150 of the world's best players on the first of the 2-day ones.
And she's leading.
And she's ended up as chip leader for the day. How about that?
Fantastic.
How about that? One for the ladies. So we're
and
pretty
she's
proud
quite capable of going a long way, because she won't be bullied.
No, she played her hand in Deauville, where the guy to her left was stealing, and he bet every steal.
TK, I'm just going to stop you there because we've got to head to a short break, but we're going to catch up with you a bit later on. Welcome back to Poker Night Live. I'm Lyndsay and I'm joined by Malcolm the Rock Harwood. We're here till 2 o'clock. Been watching some great stuff so far, some cash games, a multi-table tournament, which we will be getting back to later on. And if you've just joined us, you've joined us at a very good time, because we were playing Beat the Presenter earlier on, where we have a game at 11 o'clock, and one of our presenters, tonight it was me, unfortunately for you, playing online, and we will be watching that game back. Malcolm's going to give me some tips and advice and tell me what I did wrong, and we're going to be studying that game. But before that, we're going to give you the answer to what's in the hole. Now, we've been doing this all night. Basically, we just show you a hand of Texas Hold'em. Here it is, with 2 hole cards covered over. There it is. It was a pair of kings. So, well done if you got that right. We got you to look at the hand and try and work out what it was and text those answer into us. There he is, NGS at the bottom. See what he does for these kings.
Yeah, because the flop was ace, king, what was it? I forgot what it was now.
There's a king on the flop, isn't there? And then he goes all in.
I was a bit surprised he went all in.
There it is. He's got his trip kings.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, he still won it.
Still.
He had a full house ace.
He got the full house, yeah, of course.
The other guy was drawing dead unless it came ace jack.
Did you put him on kings? Was that what you thought it would be?
It did crop up at first, and then I went off of the kings simply because I didn't think he'd move all in on that flop. I thought he'd slow play it or go a lot less. I said he had a smaller pair. Yeah. So I was wrong, as usual. But I could see his strategy there. He figured that the other guy's got an ace, and he's going to get his money by
get paid off from it.
And he did.
So there you go, what's in the hole? Pair of kings is the answer. If you've got any questions that you'd like to send through to us, we are, as always, fully interactive, and we do love to hear your questions. So you can text them through to us at the studio. The text number is 62211, 62211, or you can email as well. There's the text number for you, 62211, and the email address is poker@pokernightlive.co.uk. So we're going to go back to our MTT and see how they're getting on there.
And we should be into the real crunch position.
Nearly there now, I think.
One from the money. They're on the bubble. And the bubble for you newcomers is the position you finish in. If you're on the bubble, you just miss out on the prize money.
So I think we've got Montague there, 20,000.
And that is the big stack.
That's the big stack, yeah.
Which means Shady Lady must have dropped back a bit.
Yeah, because he was in the lead when we left it.
Let's be careful.
Could
we
be
don't want to do
she.
another spree. We want to start getting pictures of men then
Oh,
to prove they're real
not.
men for you.
Malcolm's been getting in trouble for confusing the sexes.
My problem all my life.
So we've got the blinds 500 and 1,000 now, and it's 20 places paid.
And we know that one person's only got 1,000. There's one person in with 1,600, and there's probably another person who's very short. So if I was this guy, I would pass whatever I had, because he's got one complete round, and if there is another player on the other table with less, maybe they'll have to take the blinds first. They'll be the first ones to be put under pressure. Yeah. At 1,600, virtually no chance of winning the tournament. Make sure you get your $23.
Just make sure you're in the money.
So if you've got the other table up, which you should have now, you should know where the other low stack is. And
so you should have the other table up on your screen and be watching both. Yeah.
I want to know where the other short stack is, and if they've got to take the big blinds before me.
And of course you want to be keeping your eye on how they're playing, because chances are you're going to end up on the final table with them.
No, you're not going to be on the final table with 1,600. You're playing for the last
But for the other players, they should still have the other table up. Or should they just focus on this?
I must admit, if I've got chips, all I'm interested in is this table. Then.
Right.
Only if I've got small chips.
Right.
And it's close to the money, that I want to know exactly how the other small stacks are.
Okay.
Whether they've got to take the big blind before me, and they will at least have to have, they'll have a shot of being knocked out.
Yeah. So it's just to make sure that you're going to get in the money.
And if you see the other short stack manage to double up or stay in, then you know you've got to make the move and double up. In the meantime, the horrible ace deuce is going to be okay this time.
It's gone all
That
in.
was a beautiful move, and I think the 14 grand will fold this one. Nope, no score. I might have been inclined to let that one go with 14,000 chips, but that was a good call. So, 1,600 chips, but he survived,
And now he's in the money. Yeah, so, yeah.
Because there is always a chance. It's not going to be either the low stack. It could be two big stacks tangling.
Yeah.
You know.
And the fact he had a few goals before the
He's had
blinds
another
came
8
back round
goes.
to him.
You know, and at these antes, all sorts of damage can be placed. Now he can gamble straight away. Because I think you find the prize money doesn't move up much now until you get the 10th place.
Right.
So now you can gamble again.
So there we go. That's the last time we're going to
And
watch.
we're leaving it with half a man with 30,000.
Yeah, we'll get back to that later on. Don't worry, we'll show you.
Probably when it's the final.
Yeah, the final table. But before that, we're going to go to Sit and Go, and this is the game I played in.
Oh, this I'm looking
earlier
forward
on.
to. Now,
Here
I've got
it
to
is.
find you first of all.
I'm at the bottom there.
Lyndsay Horne. Is that your proper name?
Yes,
That's
it is my real
interesting.
name.
All right. I thought you might be trying to catch me out.
No, Horne by name, Horne by nature.
Hey, let's have a look. So you made 100 raise.
Yeah,
Nothing wrong with that.
and then folded.
And that was nothing
Is that
wrong with that.
okay?
Because you raised in early position, you've obviously got a hand and he must have a pretty big hand. So that was okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Let's see what the other players are like.
So first time I've been on a TV game. Not that I'm making excuses.
That was a bit
but
unfortunate to find a little pair in early position right at the very beginning.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a couple of rounds really where you probably just get into it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I should imagine by now you're having chat all over the place on the chat line.
They were.
Which I'm sure you ignored and concentrate on the game.
Well, I tried to.
Ah,
I tried to, but I was trying to be polite as well.
can't be polite when there's money at stake. Poker Zone can't afford to have losers.
But
Budget won't stretch that far.
I know they were worried that I couldn't get into the $2 game and they might have to put me into a $30 game and we're just...
Now, there was never a danger of that. If there had been a $30 game, they'd have called in the first team. Casper
Yeah.
and Tom Samrett would have been hot foot from the party to play in it. We better...
Yeah, now I want you to be brutally honest
Concentrate,
as
yeah.
well about my play, because I want to
I've
learn.
never been brutal. I've never had the physique to be brutal. Hey, pair of sixes now, that's okay. See what happens. What's round there? Pair of nines. Now this one, before it's just so I don't get told it's easy afterward, you throw this away if there's a raise. You just don't play this hand now. I don't know what you've done, but you don't play this hand now.
I won't say.
All right, well, we'll see in a minute. Is you don't want to be mixed in with a pair of sixes early on, out of position, because you'd be the first to act
Yeah.
next time. Even if he was bluffing you, he's probably still got to overcut. He would have probably had, you're only even money at best. And then the re-raise comes in, it's instant fold, which I'm sure you're going to do. Correct.
Yeah.
Would you have done it if the 220 and they come in?
No, I would have folded it.
That's
I would have
okay.
folded it.
And this is tricky for both of them, because that ace has slowed them right down. His fish is out of position again. Very difficult for him. And now he's got himself in real trouble because he didn't bet enough. Now that 40 bet was a nothing bet.
Yeah.
It was a nothing bet. He was going to get called, looked he did by the nines. If he was going to put a bet in, then it had to be reasonable,
Yeah.
200 or 300. Weak bet, asking for a call, didn't find any information, and the guy's hit 3-9.
You got punished on the river.
Now, I take it you're going to put all your chips in with this hand.
all my hands were as good as that. I do have to say, I did get rubbish
No,
cards.
don't spoil it for me.
See?
Yeah, that's all right. No problem in passing. Even though the antis are pretty ferocious in these sit and goes, early on you don't have to get involved. But I realise in these games you have to get involved quicker than you would in some of the other sit and goes where they give you longer to play. I think Nick found that out a few nights ago when he put ace-king down when there was a raise to him.
Right.
Which in normal circumstances, not a problem, but I think he said afterwards, I read on the forum or somewhere that, well, I watched the show, where he said he realised that this anti-structure, where it's a fast, you actually have to get your chips in quite early if you think you got a shot. Nothing dramatic happening. A couple of people, only one person got herself off to a decent start. A minute there, where are we now? There's a blind. Now you would definitely be putting a raise on this if nobody else had a call. See what he does. A flat call. Not a great hand, but you got a shot to see a flop here. The fact that the guy called in first position might stop anybody else in the later position.
So should I have raised?
No, that's okay. See a flop cheap early on.
I thought it was only 20, and then
yeah, that was all right. Nothing wrong with that. You might have, it's not a great hand, believe it or not, King 10.
Yeah.
Because it's a trappy sort of hand. You can get into trouble, but it only cost you 20. That was okay. And the chances are there wouldn't be a raise behind you because that Loughran had called in first position.
Yeah.
And the other players are going to be a bit suspicious about that call in first position. You never want to put 20 in if you're almost certain there's going to be a raise behind and you can't call it. You just give them 20 away. But that was okay.
It was worth a look at the
You've
flop
got
for
to
20.
try and see as many flops as you can early on when they're cheap.
Yeah.
And fluke a hand maybe and double up. So that was okay. Nothing wrong with that at all. This pair of sixes turned out to be a little bit better. That's it, rubbish, you're right. No hand at all.
Not at all.
They're all playing quite conservatively because they obviously love your company. God knows what you were saying to her on the chat line.
They were trying to get me to promise that the winner would get a date with me, and they said you did say that. I didn't say anything of the sort. Trying to distract me.
What you should have done was told the person that knocked you out would have got a date.
Yeah.
And you'd have had them fired at with all the sorts of rubbish under the sun, and then you could have reneged on it. Actually, there's not too much coming out at the moment. They're just spiraling. And the ante is still okay at the moment, see. God, gee, it was 2-2s. That's a horrible hand to have heard in the tournament. I'd have passed this. Simply because I don't think I can get away with a flat call. Yep, that's all right.
It just wasn't worth it in that
As it turns
position.
out, you would have seen the flop, but there was no guarantee, and if anybody raised, you had to give the hand up.
Yeah.
So I'd have let that go. Late position, I call it, because I'm dead sure I'm going to see a flop.
Yeah.
Without having to call a raise. You don't want to give up 20, see, for nothing.
And there's always a chance someone's going to raise behind you.
Well, there was more chance that time than there was with your sixes.
Yeah.
And you've just lost 20 then in just giving 20. I hate giving chips away if I can help it. And I don't like doing it. And then not seeing the flop. Now, this is your crunch time. This is interesting. What happens
No,
here?
this is...
Let's see what the kings do. Yeah, I definitely called a 40. You raised 60. That was a nothing raise. That was just waste of time.
This is the point where I'm just working out how to use the
I could
slider.
understand if you'd have raised 80 to make sure the players behind got out of the way, but the 60s sort of really did nothing. Not going to find out how you stand against, the, as it turns out, the kings. Now what does the kings do? He's not going to think. He's raised to how much?
280.
I pass. What do you do?
The wrong thing.
that's the end of the hand for you. It's
Yeah.
luckily for you, there's an ace there which might slow him down. How much did he bet? 60?
60.
He wants to see how he stands, see? No, not a good move again. Now, you had a shot there, actually.
Could have pushed in and made him
I'm
think
not saying you
idea.
should have done, because we can see all the cards. But he bet 60 there, because he was worried about the ace. He wanted to see how he stood.
Yeah.
He was worried about that ace. And maybe if you'd have moved all in, I got a funny feeling he might have put those down, you know,
Yeah.
as it turns out. Especially early in the tournament, he knows you're playing for the. I think he believed you for the ace.
Yeah.
You get away with it. He was so worried, that's why he bet 60.
Yeah.
But you played it really quite wimpish.
Yeah, I did.
Flat call, flat call.
Yeah.
The 60 raise was a nothing.
Even if I'd
that
raised
seemed
then and just...
Well, no, I mean, we know you had kings behind you, but you didn't know what was behind you.
Yeah.
But when he raised 40, I just can't see the 60. What was this? It didn't mean anything.
Yeah.
It didn't necessarily get rid. You definitely want to narrow the field down with those tens then. Either flat call or make it 120.
Yeah.
And then see what he does. You did have position on him. But I mean, you're always in trouble in the end. But there was a way out in the end.
Yeah.
When he bet weak 60, you didn't know he had kings. You didn't know he had kings. You could have moved all in. I'm not
And
saying
that just
I would
showed
have done it.
he was a bit worried about the ace.
Well,
so
it turns out
yeah.
the reason he bet 60 was because he thought you might have the ace. And he might not have been prepared to stick all his chips in.
Yeah.
But there wasn't much you could do about it, you know. As I say, it's very easy afterwards to say you should have played it. We're saying how you should have played it, knowing the kings were there.
Yeah.
But I certainly wouldn't have played it like you anyway. You know,
Yeah.
I definitely, the 60 raise wouldn't have come into it.
That, I know this sounds silly,
I'll
but
be
that
honest,
was I just clicked on the raise. That was before I worked out how to put
I
it
think
up.
it'd have been, personally, I think it'd have been a flat call for 40.
Yeah.
And I'd have wanted to see the flop.
Right.
And then the guy would have bet, which he did,
Yeah.
reasonable. No, he raised you, didn't he?
He raised again to
Now you know you're
220.
probably even money. I might have even let it go then.
Right.
I might have let it go then. But it was a real nasty one for you, that was.
It took a lot of my chips.
Well, it put you on the back foot. Now, well, let's see what happens then. There's going to be carnage here. So, you know, this is the one that Nick was faced with the other week. Now, under these circumstances, this is all in for Charwell, as far as I'm concerned. This is not a flat call or anything. It's all in now. Now, he's done it the opposite way, see.
It is really great, though, to be able to watch it back and know what other people did actually
he
have.
has got position, and he's probably going to get away with this unless this guy comes out again and tries to represent a overbear. It's such a bad flop that Charwell might think he's okay here. He's really not sure. No, so he's got himself in a position with that ace-king where he's in the best position, but he doesn't know where he stands. Now, believe it or not, the king-9 can steal this.
Yeah.
He realised that neither of them have hit the flop. I don't think he can call this now. Oh, he's gone the other way. Now he's moved all in, and now he gets away with it. Well, he rectified what I thought was a first mistake. If he'd have gone all in before, he'd have won the pot or took all the ace-queen's money anyway.
Yeah.
But in the end, he left himself enough chips that he could steal. So Chow was a pretty good player. But I'll tell you one thing, you're not a card rack, are you?
Honestly, for my first TV tournament, I have to
say.
say.
You had one decent hand and you walked in the kings.
Yeah, the cards weren't kind to me. They really weren't.
I take it the way you're talking that you didn't win this.
I've not given anything away.
No, I think you just did. He's certainly up against it on here now. But the ante is still...
It's still fairly low.
Well, I mean, if you hadn't played a hand at the moment, you'd have still had about 800 or 900 left and you'd still be okay. But you're getting to the stage now that you've got to get all your chips in pretty quick and at least get the blinds. You've got to double up at 430.
if I get decent cards.
Well, you're getting to the stage now where the minute there's a check to you, you've got to put the 430 in. With a bit of luck, you won't be the first one out anyway. That saved you the ignominy of being the first one out.
Yeah, I was scared about that actually.
I'm sure you were. But look at the hands you're getting out.
I know.
I mean, you've got no chance.
I've had the worst hands, haven't I?
Yeah, it's terrible.
Without making excuses, they are pretty
No, it's
awful.
not. You can't play with these cards. And it happens sometimes. Nothing you can do.
It's just typical. It happened to me on my first TV tournament. I tell you what, though, Fish is getting all the cards, isn't he?
Yep. Yep, he's looking like a winner already. Sometimes they just hit you. And he's not only getting the cards, he's finding a customer, which is the key. See? He's finding a customer. That surprised me. Thought we might have bet before that.
Yeah.
No, that's no good to you.
No.
You can't get busy with that. That's a pass, automatic.
Don't like bad jacks.
Well, you haven't had much excitement, have you, unfortunately?
I've had awful hands, I really have. But I think the thing is to not let it irritate you so much that you just go in stupidly.
Are you suggesting, are you telling me already that you went in stupidly?
No. I do stick it out.
Let's have a look then. You can afford to take one more lot of blinds without making a move, because they're not going to go up on you just yet. So that wouldn't bother me. That hand goes in the bin. But you can't get much worse than that. Whatever you get, it's cost you nothing. That's okay. It's taken quite a commanding lead in this tournament, Fish.
Yeah. No, I thought that, that he was getting some really good cards and seeing them now. I mean, there's the kings again.
Look at this again.
Yeah, he's already had kings. It's just not fair.
Poker's not a fair game. Life isn't fair, you'll find that out.
But he is getting some great cards.
You've had all the luck you're ever going to get by being born a woman, because it's a woman's world. We have to have some luck, the men, to even it up a bit. Fish might be a woman.
Possibly.
Be careful now what I say. Now, you can afford to let this one go. You still manage to get away with the antes at 20-40. Like if I'm sat in your position now, this is the last time I let hands go. From now on, all my chips are going to go in after this 20 blind I take.
I'm very, very aware of how low my stack
you just see
is.
this. I hope you're not going to raise. No, see the flop. You're lucky, you're happy that somebody gives you a free shot at it. Unfortunately, you're out of position, so you have to check. I would bet now. You showed weakness.
And I have too, haven't I?
Yeah, I would have bet now. Because you could have the 7 or the 9. You were on the blind. You know, when he didn't bet that king, I think I'd try and take the pot then.
Yeah.
But never mind. This one will go all in if nobody raises before me. I'll still go all in. Yeah, I'll go all in there. Because
it wasn't a really big raise.
Not a big raise. I want to gamble now with ace-5.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I make the stand.
Yeah,
you want to get another ace again.
Look at Fish again with his queens.
Unbelievable cards he's getting.
Yeah, isn't he?
As long as he...
I sat in the wrong seat.
As long as he doesn't suddenly dry up, he's home and dry already. But you never know in these comps, the antes, it can change so quickly.
Look at that.
But it's just an absolute card rack. And you had him sat right behind you too.
I know, it makes it even worse when he's sitting right there.
Yeah, see, the ace-5 might well have been your shot.
Actually, my chance, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd have had a shot at that. See, if you'd have moved on and you had 2 chances, you're going to get rid of the blind, that's for sure. Your head's up with a guy that made 80. As it turned out, you know, it looked like he was trying to steal the blinds anyway.
Yeah.
And you were going to have a shot at double up. As it turned out, if you'd have moved all, he'd have probably passed, as it turns out. But that one you should have gambled.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Now all of a sudden you're dying and the antes have gone up, and now you can't even put anybody off a hand now. You're going to get called eventually, whatever you put it in. So you lost one of your options, which is still in the blind.
Yeah.
Because it's going to have to go to 5 cards.
Lost the power to push
So you
people
got to the
off.
state there where whatever hand goes in next, you're going to have the winning hand eventually.
Yeah, because I haven't got enough to push
That's
people
right.
off.
Before, you could have still stolen blinds. Sheepers. I've got to go all in with that. You got 80 coming up after that. Leave you 290. It's not the greatest hand, but I've got to move in there.
Right.
See, it's not easy for the two, but you look at the chip stacks behind you, 840, 880. They're all now looking, because Fish got so many chips, they're all starting to look for third place.
Yes.
That's what they're looking at. They're not going to go and chuck 330 away in early position with big stacks behind them. They're going to have a big hand to call you. So the chances are you're only going to get taken on by Charwell or Fish.
Yeah.
You have to think that out. Those 800s are not going to get
And
involved
that's still
taking
quite a
you
lot.
on. Well, it's going to ruin them at the moment. They're all playing for third place at the moment. They're waiting for you to go anyway, and those two would have carried on. So you only actually get past 2 players.
Yeah.
Or your chances are you might have ended up going in with the best hand, and you're picking absolute rubbish up.
I've picked absolute rubbish up all
Yeah,
the
I mean
way
you are
through it,
picking. I
haven't
mean you've
But
had 2 hands, King
I've had
9
2
and
I
those
could have
5 that
gone
were
in,
playable, which would have given you a shot. Now, you're getting so weak, you certainly don't want to be involved with 10-6. So that's got to go. And now you're left, well, you got 1 round. You know, you can still get 500 chips. But it's, we'll see what you do. But the first time you pick up anything now, it has to go all in. Hanging on a bit longer is not going to get you any money. Might get you a bit more chat. I think that's what it was. You didn't want to miss it. You were enjoying the chat, you know. That was a nice hand to pull up, wasn't it?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Even then he had to work. Oh, look at that. 9-10 Jack Queen. Straight flush. That is an absolute beauty, isn't it?
Especially when he's hit trick jacks and thinks he's sitting pretty.
Well, the last heart was a bit thinking, oh, you might survive another player now. Well, you're going to get beaten to this one. But again, if the ace king wasn't there, and I would go all in simply because he's got even.
If there'd been no raise.
You're only playing a player with as much chips as you. We need to get rid of him. Anyway, you'd have had to play that hand if you hadn't had the raise. Jeepers.
I know.
Terrible cards, isn't it?
I told
mean, it
you.
is frustrating
It
when
is.
you couldn't make a move.
Especially when you know everyone's going to be watching you and you want to do well.
Yeah, this must have been quite hard for you, this must, to sit there thinking I'm just pass. People must wonder what I'm doing. You just never had a shot. You never really had a shot.
I do see now, though, that I should have gone in with those hands.
Yeah, I mean, there comes a time when, and it's not unlike in the aftermath, that was, I said to you, like, before you even got those hands, you've got to make the move, because you got so low. You double up, when you got 400, you double up, you got 8. Once you let yourself drop down to 2, you've got to manage to win 2 hands then.
Yes.
Just to get back to the 8. And there's no pressure on the people calling.
Yeah. They don't put me on anything when I go in now, though, do they?
Well, I mean, I'm going to call you without looking at the cards. I mean, you do look at your cards in. Oh, you found the hand. In it goes, all of it. I bet you could do something silly here. No, you didn't. You did it right.
All in.
No, you did it right. You did it right. And if you lose, you're unlucky because you got by far the best hand. Chow going to take you on. And if you lose this, you're really unlucky.
I'm praying no ace comes down.
Well, you hadn't got many choices because Ace of Hearts was okay for you. You only had 2 outs in the end. Well, that was okay. You've done that perfectly. You found a hand just in time. Unfortunately, you've got to take... Now it goes all in again. All in. Stick it all in. I can't believe you did that. I can't believe you did that.
I can't watching it back.
I mean, as it turns out,
Well.
he had a better hand than you. But my chips are going to go all in against him then. No, that wasn't good.
No.
And it's getting even worse. What were you thinking about now?
I'm being too timid.
460 chips, king 7 heads up, big hand.
Yeah.
And nobody else had bet before. You only got the big... it was just made there to stick it in again.
I'm ashamed.
So I know you played all right before simply because you had no hands and you didn't do anything wrong. But the last two times, the last two hands, you've really haven't given yourself... You had your lifeline, you doubled up your 7s. That was your shot to go and get the next one.
Yeah.
Where you could really do them a bit of damage. Now you're going to go all in with this. I hope.
Yay!
Why didn't you do that before?
Yeah, I could have
With
been
the
doubling
king
up
7.
again, yeah.
Certainly with the king 7. I'd have gone all in with the queen 9 anyway.
Especially with it heads up.
No, you said for all that, you're still in there with 7, and now you'll probably get a run of cards you can't play, and now the antis are going to probably cripple you again. See, the antis are so strong and you're short-handed, you really got to keep pushing.
Yeah.
When you're low stack. And queen 9 of hearts, king 7 of spades, they're not the worst hands in the world to be having a crack
Yeah. You just got to take the risk.
That's what the game's all about. Especially these sit and goes.
It's good though. I'm learning a lot. It is.
Oh, I think you'll sail through the next one. I think you might end up being the first UK ladies champion in a couple of months' time. We'll be putting that diamond bracelet.
Yeah, problem is next time I'll be going all in with everything.
No, you won't. You'll have 10,000 chips to play in that. You'll have plenty of time. You sit there for 4 hours and you still have plenty of chips. Now, you're going to go all in here, aren't you? Please tell me you're going to go all in here.
I think so.
Yeah, you're behind, but you've got to call him. I mean, they're going to be stealing anyway now. You must go all in. And in that case, you're unlucky.
I can't believe
Lyndsay,
I did that, actually.
what are you doing?
I can't believe I did that.
And you come from Newcastle, where the women are
I'm a
supposed to
wimp.
be tough and fighting.
I thought I did that, you know. I really thought I did. I can't believe that.
You've done it now, and you've done it at the right time. You're probably eventually going to get unlucky now. He's at the gamble. Unlucky if you lose this now. Then he got 6 outs, and he missed them. Well, you're making some bad mistakes, but you're surviving. When it really comes to the crunch, you're all of a sudden, you're almost now looking at a possibility of 3rd place. And you're on the button, so you've got plenty of time for a minute. Well, not plenty of time, but you've got 3 hands. So you have to look at this now. Look, double top's committed.
Yeah.
You're down at 4th place here. Now you're at kings and 8s. That was a bit unlucky, because as double top goes out, you're one from the money.
I'm in 4th, yeah.
Well, you're one from the... Oh, this is your big moment. This is your big moment. No messing about, all in. Asking, oh, that should have been in. Jeez. You got what you deserved. You'd have moved all in there. The 7-8 doesn't call. Oh, that was terrible. This is a sit and go. You don't pussyfoot around in the sit and go, especially at that stage.
I'm a wimp.
You want the antis, or you want to make them pay. There's no slow playing in that game because there's no chips left afterwards anyway.
I've missed so many hands I should have gone in with. I really have.
Yeah, believe it or not, you've had some terrible cards. You've actually had a shot to win this, if you played it properly.
Yeah.
You've actually got yourself in some good positions. That was terrible play. I think so.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I'll be quite happy if the viewers come back on and say it wasn't. But I think the 160 with 160,
yeah,
with 1,000 chips there,
He would have put that down.
He would have, I mean, again, we're looking at, but it doesn't matter. You know, if somebody's going to call you, make them pay 1,000, or otherwise take their blinds. But don't let them have a shot at you for 160.
Yeah.
You know. And as it turned out, he would have put his hand down. You'd have been heads up with the other guy, and you'd have doubled up.
Yeah, and now I'm right back down there again.
Completely ruined it.
Well, we want your opinions.
You would have been in the money then. I'm sure the rest of the viewers would be a lot more sympathetic.
Yeah, no, we want your opinions on the game.
And my turn will come, and well, I will probably make exactly the same mistake.
Oh, I don't think so.
It's so much easier here.
I don't think so. Look, I'm gonna.
But I was telling you what to do before you did it.
I know. Please do anyway. Comment on the game. We do love to hear from you. You can text us 62211, or you can email poker.
I mean, the amazing part about it, you're having so much luck. When you are going all in, you're winning the pots.
I've just missed too many opportunities.
When you're going all in, you've managed to scrape out of every pot. And your big favourite here, look at that, open-ended on the flop. He can't win. So again, you've done another miracle. You're finding yourself in fantastic positions. All in again this time. Hope you're going to go all in. Yeah. So even though you're going to get
that time.
even though you're going to get beat, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And he's hit the trip.
Yeah,
so
trip tens.
Finally ran out, but that's okay. At least you went down with a shot.
And that's me gone.
And unbelievably, double top outlasted you.
Yeah.
It's not going to do him any good. Yeah, fish, certainly. Yeah, it's sheriff. If he didn't have a ready-made hand, he hit some flop, didn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
See, the ant is now, diabolical. See.
I really thought double top was going to go out first, though, when I got back up to 1,000, but I just blew it.
Well, you still needed one more out. That was your big shot, the queens.
Yeah.
That was your chance. That was your chance. You'd have if PUFC had called, you'd have weakened him completely.
Yeah.
And then you'd have cruised in the third place, probably. He's hanging on like mad, this double top, isn't he? Spade's going to come for him, yep.
He had more lives than I did.
Yeah, it's true. And he's found a little pair again, which isn't in such bad shape with the two aces being out.
But send us your emails at poker@pokernightlive.co.uk.
That was a strange move by Fishy there, look. Oh, that's a strange move. Or wasn't any betting? Oh, he set Charwell in. And once again, double top is suddenly back in the game.
He is. He was right down, wasn't he, as well? He was
down to 100. And it's quite possible for somebody to get knocked out here and him sneak in the third place. Once again, Fish is saying the hand. Yep, that's no wrong with that bet. And he still took a shot at him. That's going to make him worry a little bit. But see how Charles back at it again. So no, he's not going to have another pop at it. See, double top's got 3 more hands yet. Well, 2 more, but oh no, he's not. Next time. Yeah, 2 more hands he's got. I'll probably let this go this time. Yeah, he's done that. I see for one of these cause any damage. You know, he's giving himself 2 hands for 2 of these to get involved.
Yeah.
Equally, they might not get involved. They're looking for third place money. Charwell will raise this. No, he doesn't really. He doesn't want to get himself knocked out and let double top creep into the money. See, but he's unfortunately for him, he's up against a big stack. But he did it. He's a good player, Charwell.
Yeah.
He's not probably interested in third anyway. He wants a lot. Double top won't make it again. Must call. Automatic call. fish looking the last? Oh, it gives him plenty of helps now. Yep. See, he was in 4 more night, wasn't he? Even a jack eye. Bit unlucky for double top in the end.
Yeah, he certainly
made
a comeback.
Well, he didn't have much to beat if he could sneak away with that hand. But it's been one-way traffic most of the evening.
Yeah, fish way.
Look at the cars he's found.
I know.
Eh? Good pass by Charwell. Didn't get himself involved. Not a gamble with this. I'll be inclined to let it go, yeah. And fish isn't going to get interested. Lovely for you when you get the ante, giving you like that, isn't it? When you've got rubbish. They're playing very cagey now, look. The antes are so high, it's all in or nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got to the stage where he was determined to have a crack. See, Charwell knows when it's time to put his money in.
Yes. That's my main mistake then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not recognising the opportunities to push in.
Mm. Oh, don't tell me an ace is going to come. That cuts down the odds even more because the ace of clubs is no good. And Charwell's come right back. So despite all Fish's hands, now he's struggling a little bit. This is just what he needed. Don't keep his blinds. Now he's all in. And there's nobody to take him on apart from Charwell, and he's in trouble. He's going to survive here. It might be a split part. No, Jack 7's good. It makes a big difference that he's antis. The order's only got 1200 again. He's hoping to find a hand for you, and now he's back in trouble again because the antis are back on him again.
Yeah,
they won't do anything, these two now. They're going to make him have to take the blinds. But he's found the best hand when he needs it. And he's unlucky.
Another great flop for Fish.
Fish has found the flop. And the final, as Lisa has ended up, the heads up has ended up with what I regard as probably the best player there, Charwell. Unfortunately, the other good player got knocked out, which was yourself. Fish
was very
the
unfortunate.
verdict's open on Fish because he's had so many cards. He had to get to the heads up at least. He just had so many cards. And in the end,
it's impossible to look bad with cards like that.
Well, especially at this pace.
Yeah.
I mean, if you hit cards like that, you are going to win. And look at that. He's had a lifeline with trip deuces. But this time, only a miracle. The miracle didn't come. Fish still carried on it in pairs and that. Yeah. Well, you were certainly up against a guy hitting a lot of cards, but I honestly think you could have done
a lot better.
Well, I think you could have got yourself in the money. There were chances there, but it's easy, isn't it? Afterwards.
Yeah. It's really good to watch it back.
It must have been very difficult for you. First time, and you're probably the least experienced of the presenters on here, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you haven't got the patience to sit and put lots of hours in.
There's the chip movement graph for you. No. What do you make of that, Malcolm?
Well, nothing. Looks like a lightning storm.
But no, I do agree with everything you said, and hopefully it's something I can sort out for next time. But
see, then the next time the game could be completely different.
Yeah.
You might not be in a position where you've got to make those decisions.
I might be getting a lot better cards.
But all sorts. So everything changes, and there's always. But you have to be aware of what's going on. And I mean, it's a one-off for you anyway there, but if you're going to play sit and goes on a regular basis, you've got to try and make sure whatever happens, you get in the money.
Yeah.
You know?
And I could have been there, had I.
And, or you've got to give yourself a chance to get in the money. And you probably did everything possible not to get in the money.
Yeah.
You know?
It was my own worst enemy.
Yeah, probably. And even though you were unlucky on the cards, on the fact you never got any big cards, you actually got quite lucky a few times when you did have to go all in.
Yeah.
And you didn't really maximise the little bit of fortune you had.
I was too wimpy.
The queens came there perfectly for you to have a shot.
I know. Hopefully do better next time anyway. If you want to comment on the game though, we would love to hear from you.
I'd like to hear it, because I might have been much too tough on you.
No, definitely not. I'm sure you weren't.
But I think I've got these sit and goes weighed up.
Yeah, no,
quite
definitely.
well.
Looking at it back and seeing the situation, definitely the right thing. Okay, we've got a new What's in the Hole, Malcolm. Let's have a look at this one.
I couldn't do any worse than last time.
Here it is.
You feel the adrenaline running through you when this comes on.
Ever so exciting.
Can't contain my excitement.
There it is there, Albus Fawkes. He's sitting there, his whole card's covered up. Watch how the hand's played, and we want you to try and work out what is in the hole. Have a look. What is Albus Fawkes holding in his hand? The million-dollar question. So if you think you know, we want you to get in touch with us. Text the word hole, put your name on it as well, and tell us what you think is in the hole, and we'll give you the answer a bit later on. 62211. Text the word hole and make sure you put your name on it, and we'll see who gets it right a bit later.
That's what I think he had.
What?
4-5 suited.
4-5 suited.
Probably completely wrong.
Well, we'll find out a bit later. Get your answers sent through to us. I've got an email from Stamper, who's in Los Angeles.
Oh, that's nice.
Apparently. And he says, in a small stakes cash game, your whole cards are Ace of Hearts and 7 of Diamonds. The flop comes down 3 of Hearts, 4 of Hearts, 9 of Hearts. An opponent goes all in with a stack roughly equal to yours. Do you call? He says, I called it and missed the heart on the turn in the river, but it was worth the shot.
Instant pass.
Do you think?
Yeah. We weren't getting the right pot odds. It was all you're stacking in one go, and the odds were against you.
And he called it and missed.
Yeah.
He missed it.
You had one overcut. Well, was it? Well, you never actually said what your opponent had, but at best you were looking at 3 aces, and you've got to hit 1 of the remaining 9 hearts. No, I don't bother with that one.
So you're going to be playing on.
I might be betting it.
Yeah.
I might bet it, but when somebody's put the bet into me, I shouldn't think you put out any money in the pot. Let it go.
Yeah. Okay, but thank you for your email from LA there. Thank you, Stamper. When are you going to be doing Beat the Presenter anyway? That's what I want to know. When are you going to be in the hot seat?
Whenever you're on the table. I'll play with my own money. No, I don't mind. Whenever it comes available, I don't mind.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's going to be quite interesting.
Well, I'm actually really looking forward to the next one now.
Because we do set ourselves up for
a fall.
Not so much you, because to me you had nothing to lose again.
Yeah.
It was your first go, but for people like Tom or Nick, or I come on myself spouting about what you should do, what you shouldn't do. There's only you can only lose. You can only be a loser.
Yeah.
When you can win the game, you get no glory. You're expected.
Yeah, because people expect me to make mistakes, and obviously they know it's a learning process for me, but they expect
Plus
you
the
just
fact,
to clean
I
up.
think people do adopt a different attitude when you're on the table.
Yes.
In your case, I think you probably had a lot of sympathy. But I think they'd be very tough and have a pop at me for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, it's fun, isn't it?
It was fun, and I am really looking forward to the next one. If you want to comment on the game or ask a question, please do text us 62211 or email poker@pokernightlive.co.uk. Short break now, and we're going to be speaking to TK again, so we'll see you very soon in a few minutes. Before we go to our break, we've got him back on the phone. It's TK. Are you there, Tony?
I won't go away.
Sorry we had to cut you off earlier on. We were hearing about Monte Carlo. You're heading there tomorrow morning.
That's right. Well, just going back to our Jen in Deauville, this guy bet every street. She called every street. She'd hit bottom pair, a deuce.
Yeah.
But she read him as bluffing. Now, the girl's got thingies.
Yeah, you nearly said the wrong word there. That's one thing she hasn't got, I'm sure.
Well, it was a wonderful performance, and the beauty of poker is it does produce these fairy tales. And this is the event of her life in poker. She normally messes around in $20 and $50 games. Here she is, for the first time in her life, in a €10,000 entry competition against the best in Europe, leading the field. How about that for a daydream?
Absolutely fantastic. And what do you think about the standard of women in poker in general?
I think it's pretty good. I really don't differentiate between men and women. In fact, I don't notice whether they're men or women.
Really? That surprises me. I definitely notice.
Not even if they're a double D?
Well, let me tell you a couple of things about ladies in poker. Firstly, I like playing against good players, but I don't like playing against Lucy Rocash.
Yeah.
You know, she's an animal. And in the middle of the Bedley at Walsall 10 days ago, there were two guys in the final called Tim Flanders and Phil Peters. And the interesting coincidence about these two guys, because they're both married to women who are better poker players than them, in my opinion.
Well, I think you're wrong on both counts, but never
Tim
mind.
Flanders is a wonderful player. She won a Poker Million event on TV once. And Phil Peters' wife is a really, really aggressive player. And in my opinion, they can both outdo their husbands. But I don't have a lot of friends for saying that.
And you disagree, Malcolm?
I disagree entirely. Any time you want to put money up, I'll back the man against a woman on those two particular cases.
Never.
In a heads-up match. And Phil Peters is much more aggressive than his wife. And
yeah, but we know
Pippa beat an
Phil's
easy
nicking.
field.
We know Phil is nicking. Yeah, as far as Tim's concerned, I was delighted for him because he's a good guy, he behaves properly, he's got good table image. But I sat with him for most of that comp, and I think he'll readily admit he was hit by the deck. He had all sorts of pairs. I sat with him for 3 hours one night, and he must have had 20 pairs. Mind you, he played them well. I'm certainly not suggesting he didn't. But he's got good game. But I just do think that Mrs. Flanders has got good game too, and we mustn't forget her. She's lost a lot of weight, you know. Have you
Oh,
seen
you do
her?
notice the difference then. I mean, in other words, you do notice when you're looking at a woman.
I may just notice them, yes.
Because you got Jen's weight exactly right, 6 stone.
So the
You
answer
should
to
be
the
working
question,
for
Lyndsay-
Weight Watchers.
Yes, Lyndsay, I do think the standard of lady players is pretty good.
Do you? Well, I don't, but anyway.
Well, you should be, well, shoot him, Lyndsay, shoot him.
Not even any individuals you could
Oh,
pinpoint?
yeah. Well, Lucy Rocash, I think, is a class apart. And there are several girls that can play.
Do you not think
But
it's just a good thing?
generally, I'm surprised that more girls haven't come to the fore. There may be better players on the internet that we don't know about.
Do you not think it's a good thing, though, that women are just sort of getting to the point where they feel like they can play, because it was always seen as a man's game, really, wasn't it? And now women, maybe we just need a bit more time to catch up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for women playing poker. I think it makes a much better game. It's much better if you're married to a woman and you want to play poker like I do all the time.
Yeah.
Much better if your wife plays.
Well, you're just looking for an easier life, Malcolm.
Sorry?
You're just looking for an easier life. But I tell you, as a good lady player, I met her on the cruise, is Norman Pace. You know the comedian chappie?
Yeah.
Well, his wife...
Yeah, I watched her play at the Western Club. She's very good.
She is a very good player, very aggressive.
From Hale Pace?
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you take her on, she hits you.
See, you're not all that keen on Isabel Mercer, are you? I wouldn't say keen. I mean, you're not impressed with her play.
Well, I think she's a good player, but I think there are thousands, tens of thousands of better players who are not sponsored. I think she's sponsored for a reason, and that's top and bottom. I do think she's a tidy player, but I don't think she's worth
Can you
it.
embroider on that, or
Sorry?
sounds interesting, that does?
Say that again?
No, it doesn't matter.
You are. I think Malcolm is just wanting shared interest, definitely, with his wife. He wants an easy life. OK, join us after the break. Thank you so much, TK, for talking to us. We're going to take a break, and then we're going to watch the final table of our MTT. Welcome back to Poker Night Live. I'm Lyndsay, joined by Malcolm the Rock Harwood. We're in our last hour here with you until 2 o'clock, and we've just been watching my tournament, which I played in, my very first TV tournament. Didn't do so well, but I've learned a lot for the next time, so hopefully if there's any new players watching it, they've also learned from the mistakes I made. I've got an email from Fish, who played in the tournament with me and actually went on to win it. And he says, thanks for the kind comments on Beat the Presenter game, or lack of them. Yes, I had some good cards, but I'd like to think that I played them well and correctly, only making 3 mistakes that I would change next time. I've only been playing for 6 months, but I'm now starting to see a return on my investment. Good luck to Lynn's in the future, although all in on the Queens was a must and she didn't do it. So congrats on a great show, I never miss it. And that's from Steve, who was Fish in the tournament. And I do agree, watching it back, the fact that I was so weak with those queens and didn't push in with him. I know that I actually could have got in the money had I played that hand correctly. And we'll learn from that in the future. But good email from Fish there.
Yeah, when you said thanks for the kind comments, or lack of them, you did nothing wrong. You played okay. It was not easy to say kind because most of your cards played yourself. You really did hit some fantastic cards. Unfortunately, too, you had a very weak player on your left-hand side. But no, you played okay. You said that you're only making 3 mistakes that you would change next time. I personally didn't notice the 3 mistakes, but if you did make 3 mistakes, you're definitely going to have to improve that because normally you can't make 3 mistakes in a sit and go and get away with it, and certainly not win it. But I didn't really notice you make 3 mistakes.
No.
I'm really pleased that you've only been playing 6 months and you're starting to see a return on your investment. Nice to hear good news. And I'm also glad you never missed a show.
Yeah, but thanks for getting in touch, Fish.
It was a nice win.
Yeah, well done on winning the tournament, and hopefully we may play again in the future. Only I'll be coming for you then. Right, let's have a look at our new What's in the Hole. Here it is. Okay, so you've got a hand of Texas Hold'em for you. 2 hole cards covered up. It's Albus Forks. We want you to watch how the hand's played out and see if you can work out what's in the hole.
That's supposed to have been Guy Fawkes' real name, somebody told me.
Really? And you think it's 4-5 suited from watching it the first time?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't look about it at all because this is a real hit and miss game. But he could easily have 4-5 suited on the button, and he's dead happy to. Again, you know, he's still put a massive bet in here that makes you wonder if he had 4 or 5, would he have that? But we'll see. We'll see. No, we're not going to see yet.
We will get the answer later on, but we want you to have a guess. What do you think it is? Next us, 6-2-1. I think you had a straight. I think you got the straight.
Didn't have Queen, that's for sure, did he?
No, not like I did. Text us 6-2-1. Put your name on. Put the words hole on the message as well. 6-2-1. Just make sure you put it on a text, but we do need your name on there as well, and the word hole, and we'll see who gets it right. I think you're going to get the answer to that one tomorrow night, actually. So you have to tune in tomorrow, and you'll find out what was in the hole. Is it 4-5 suited? Who knows? But I'll tell you what I've got for you now, Malcolm. I've got the final table of the multi-table tournament.
Hey, did Snap it gone, or was he still in? Has he done the miracle?
He's not there. Shady Lady
This is
still there.
well, yeah, and massive chip leader. No, not Mr. Groper. Groper, do you know Groper?
I don't.
Gropek? No, Gropek.
Gropek. Let's hope he's not a groper.
Well, he wasn't on your table before, you'd have known. Yeah, it's Groper and Shady Lady with a big lead.
Yeah.
I wonder what now. We knew it was 600 odd for the winner.
Yeah, we started with 230, didn't we? 20.
No, it was 680 odd for the winner.
Yeah. 690, first place.
Oh, you've got them now. Oh, brilliant.
There it is.
690. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 left. So they're now on $57. So really, third place you want to start getting into to start earning some decent money.
Third place, $276. Big blinds now, 2,000, 4,000.
Which is starting to hurt our friend Sir
Bettelot. And King of Ying there as well, I think.
Yeah, they're starting to get hurt, those two. $57 to $80. So there's only $23 in it. You sometimes they'll just sit and wait to move up another spot, see?
Yep.
But with $600, 600 for the winner, 600 plus for the winner, you don't really want to be sitting there hoping you move up one more place.
No.
You still want to be going for it. You want to be in the top three, whatever happens, having battled all this time.
Yeah.
Because they've been on as long as we have.
They have, yeah.
But they've made money.
Yeah.
You managed to lose yours.
I did. Hopefully not next time. I did.
It's a bad job when you come to work and go in with no wages.
I know. They should be paying more than $2, shouldn't you? You'd think, you know, the minimum wage.
Are you getting as much as that?
I've just lost it. I'm getting nothing.
Oh.
We saw Roger earlier on as well, didn't we, on one of the tables? We were watching at the very start. He's still there.
That's right, yep. That's the one you decided to call Roger. Big change in the chip positions now. Matt Jack, is it?
Matt Black, I think.
Matt Black has now taken over the lead. That's quite a big turnaround, even at 2,400 antes. Because just now when we looked, he was one of the ones that was under pressure.
He was, yeah. So we've got 6 left now.
I missed the double up hand, didn't I? I'd like to concentrate for the last session on the poker.
So Sir Bettelot's got to be looking for his opportunity now.
Well, this is the sort of opportunity that you wanted.
Yeah.
That I was telling you about earlier on, the sit and go. But bear in mind, this is not sit and go. This is multi-table final. The final, and it's not quite as desperate. Before, you had to be in the top 3 to get as many.
There's his chance, look.
Now he's got the chance. Almost got herself in the same problem you did with your queens, but
yeah.
at the moment it's okay.
He's all right for now.
He's gonna have to put it in now, but he thinks he's beat us out and he's won. What a card. I'll tell you, when he put that money in there his last night, he thought he was probably behind, but he got desperate stakes. So he's back in there, and all of a sudden Shady Lady, who was dominating the final, is back in the pack.
Yeah, he is.
She is.
She, yeah.
And if it's not a she, you'll get a picture next week of a handsome young man.
Hopefully. I look forward to that.
Oh, you're going to get inundated now with pictures of good-looking young men, aren't you? What, is there a shortage of good-looking young men in Newcastle that you've had to come all the way down the south to pick out the...
Oh, yes, I have. I've had to move south.
Yeah, Roger has got that. Correct move. He's not going to jeopardise his 34 grand, I think. Not with that hand. He might just decide that his ace is in front. And that's unlucky. Great call. Didn't work out. But he had enough chips to call it.
Yeah, there was nothing wrong with...
No, he did it, read it right, that the guy was making a move and he thought his ace was in front. It's never going to be a big favourite with a deuce as a kicker, but he was favourite. Chips are moving about a bit on this table. They've all evened up a lot now, look.
Yeah.
There's nobody really got this. Oh, there's a nice hand. Now, if he bets small enough, he's going to get on here. Amazing.
Good fold?
Yeah, fantastic fold. I've been very tempted to have a look at that or even put a raise in. That was good. Yeah, that was perfectly correct. Now, is he going to believe him? Will he go back over the top? Nice bet. Make it very difficult now for the ace-3. As it turned out, he thought he was at it. He had a hand. I mean, the ace-3 was a genuine raise on the button. Can't call when it comes back over the top. Strong Lucy over the top. Yeah. Shady Lady has got what it takes.
Let's hope so. That was something I was told that sort of stuck in my head, that if someone re-raises you before the flop, the chances that they're going to be bluffing is very, very minimal. You've got to put them on a good hand. Would you agree with that?
What was that again?
If someone re-raises
well, goes back
before
over the top.
Flop, yeah.
Well, the point is, if somebody raises the blinds, it's probably 50-50 whether they've got a hand.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's 50% they're probably trying to steal your thing, and 50% that they've got some sort of hand. I mean, it's very rare they've got an absolute corker.
Yeah.
Because they're certainly not going to be raising a lot and get rid of you. So when you come back, when you re-raise them and make them commit all their chips or whatever between, they really have got to have a decent hand. They can't start calling you with 50-50 hand. Yeah. Whatever happens, whatever you've got, they're never going to be a big favourite. And the chances are they're going to have to put their hand down.
Yeah.
So when you re-raise somebody who's raised you on the button,
you find out if they're just trying to steal.
Well, you're going to find out. I mean, you're going to put all your chips in.
Yeah.
You'll find out, all right, when they call you as quick as lightning that you've walked in a big hand. But even then, you're still going to have to shot at beating them for a massive pot. But the chances are it's very difficult for them to call you unless they've got a very, very big hand.
Yeah.
Very difficult. So, providing you got the nerve, when somebody starts trying to steal your blinds, if you got the nerve to go straight back in over the top, they're going to have a massive hand to call you. Right. And the beauty of it is, and you never show your hand, even if you were at it, that stops them in their tracks from stealing your blinds. Because I think,
they'll think twice next time.
Well, this guy is prepared to stick all it. It just stops it. When you just keep going past, they'll keep on doing it.
Yeah.
And if you do re-raise them, they can pass. All it's cost them is a raise to get it back the next go. That's how they look at it.
Yeah.
But you've got to pick your player, and if you've been watching the table, you know, you can get an idea. But of course, sometimes somebody's going to raise you, and they're actually going to find they will have a big hand.
Right.
But you mustn't let them keep bullying you forever.
Well, yeah, it's like you say, if you don't put a stop to it, it'll keep happening.
You only need to do it once, and it slows them down. And you've not only picked up, they're only trying to get your blinds, you've picked up their raise as well, remember. But you have to remember, when they raise you, when they raise your blinds, you've always got to remember that if you're going to go back over the top, which means re-raise, you've got to have enough chips that will cover their raise, and they've got to have enough chips that they will have to seriously think about it's no good going re-raising a minimum amount where they're pot committed.
Yeah.
It's got to be big enough that, and they've got to have enough chips that they seriously have to put their hand down.
Yeah.
So you've got to take that into consideration. So if somebody's got 80 grand and you've got 80 grand and they raise you 20,000, and you go 60 with 60, now that's different, isn't it? He can sit there and play with 60.
Yeah.
Or all his chips have got to go in. Makes it very difficult for him. But if he's only got 40 and you raise 60, he's only got to call 20 of it.
Yeah.
He might call you then, that probably, the move's not going to be on now.
Yeah.
So it requires a lot of nerve on your part and guts.
Yeah.
If you haven't got a big hand yourself, it takes a lot of guts to do it. But a lot of the big players can do it.
And it works.
Well, it works. It works, yeah, it works. It works in the end. This is how you win these competitions, because you're not going to sit there and get aces, 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 kings, kings, and they're not going to stand up. You have to make moves in the big comp. So if you've got a very tight image on the table, and especially if you're a woman playing live, it doesn't matter whether, I take the mickey joking sometimes about women can't play, I just like to see the reaction.
No, you wouldn't do
like
that,
would you? I like to wind them up. But it's still a fact that most players assume that when a woman puts a raise in or whatever, and it's not wrong, they haven't got a hand, they've got a hand.
Right.
They've got a hand, you know. And they built, and usually they have. So if a woman then could go, I've tried to talk my wife and I said, if you made more raises, you've already got a reputation of being a tight player, you could steal a lot of pots. I said, but if ever somebody raised you, which they're more likely to try and steal off you and other women because they think they can bully you, and you re-raise, they think you've got a monster.
Yeah.
They think you've got a monster. You know, they're going to put their hand down, and you've took their chip.
Well, they wouldn't think a fragile little woman would come over the top, would they, if they didn't have a massive hand?
They wouldn't think a big, non-fragile woman would do it. What's the difference? The fact is, they're a woman. So it's probably a more powerful weapon for a woman.
That's a good point, actually.
And it's a good weapon for me, because people assume that I play the absolute nuts, which I do most of the time anyway. But it would still work for me. If you've got an image on the table as being a loose player caught with anything or try anything, well then you can't make these moves.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're
Kings for mats.
digressing, and we've got to give these players the benefit of our attention, having played all night.
Well, so better lots.
Who do you think's going to win it, first of all? Pick your winner.
I'm going to go with Shady Lady, actually.
Well, I was going to do the same, but and I mustn't pick the one with the most chips, could that be so obvious? So I'll take a chance with your Roger.
Oh. He's right back into it now. It's still very even, though. We've got five players here.
Sir Betterlot's the one that's struggling.
Yeah, yeah.
But now he might not be struggling.
This is his
So
chance.
that's his all-in move. And he'll take... Oh, he got caught by the Jack-9. And that's paid off, see? He keeps finding a hand just at the right time.
Yeah, in the nick of time.
And all of a sudden, he's got 36,000. One more double. Look, he's chip leader. This is how quickly it can change. And he's going to really do some damage here, look. He's now going to put Growpack in trouble having been the chip leader. That was beautiful. Set him up a treat there, look.
Look at that.
Took a lot off him.
He's gone from being the one who was most likely
Just
to go
now,
out.
no chance. Now he's chip leader in two hands.
Chip leader, yeah.
Found a customer each time. It's you can't sit and hang around in these comps and think that people are going to knock each other out. Yeah, it's everything to play for now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and on 6. Oh, we've lost it now. Just see what they got for 6.
I'll tell you.
You're a mine of information.
Just dig it out for you. $115 for 6th place.
That's not too bad. $20 an hour to make, yeah. But you'd really hope to hit a bit now, wouldn't you? Starts to jump up now, then.
Yeah, yeah.
$34 extra.
This is the point where every place counts.
After this, then it really does make
Yeah.
a difference. Then you start going up $100 a time, then it's really different. Still a bit worth gambling at the moment. There's your player about to win a pot. I knew you'd pick Shady Lady.
Why?
I just knew.
It's only because we've seen him so many times throughout the night.
He sat in your seat with your hand.
Yes. 2 king queens out there.
That's difficult. I'd let this go.
It does.
He's not in any danger for his chips. He can afford to let that go. And we're going to have a nice split pot. Oh no, he's got a free roll. Any heart. So you could put the pressure on a bit there. That split pot. And it's still wide open, that.
It is, isn't it?
The other chip leader is now the small stack, Crow Pack. Don't get involved. That's it. First one over the 100,000. Now I'd raise there with.
I was going to say, so bet a lot. Yeah.
I'd have put a raise in there.
He's doing what I did before.
He could have afforded to raise 18,000 there. This has got to be an automatic raise. Oh, you do pick some lucky girls.
Dream flop for Shady.
Oh, even bigger dream now.
Yeah.
Going to take all his chips near, probably. Yeah.
Look at that. He's hit his trip aces. Full house.
That is diabolical, isn't it, in the end?
Oh. I thought that was going to be a dream for Shady Lady. I thought he was going to get paid big time.
The amazing part, I don't know whether, what's his name, Ian, is it?
Ian, yeah.
I don't know if he was all in there, but I can't believe he didn't lose all the chips with that flop. That's horrible now, runner.
And ended up with a full house.
Runner. All right, Roger, this is your shot. So bet a lot, see, back in there now. Yeah, nice test. I like that, that's okay. 6 with 6 first position, they got to have a pretty strong hand to call you. He needed those blinds in. Couldn't afford to let that hand go. Not on this stage. Definitely make a move of that and roll too late, Roger. Yeah, it was yours. He's really pushing for the blinds now.
Yeah.
Only double in. Well, you can't do much more than double. It's the ante is so big now. If you do any more, you're committed. Oh, it'd be beautiful because I'm beautiful hand.
Oh, there we've got the aces there for Grovek and jacks and eights. We might see some action
You're
here.
getting very excited for this time of the morning. Is this your time of the morning when you get excited
This
normally?
is when I liven up.
Oh. I see if I go completely to sleep. Yep, this is a cold deck here. And you're just about to lose your runner.
Oh, I think so.
Not a diamond. Oh, you did. Oh, tell you what. You might not have been lucky, but you certainly could pick the right jockey. Jeepers, 80,000.
There you go.
Now she's joint leader.
Yeah.
What a card to come up. There's only 2 cards left. She had 1 card in the pack. It had to be that 8. The other 8 would have brought the flush up.
Yeah, it would have, yeah.
Oh, it just shows you it happens, doesn't it?
We've got $115 for Gropek there then, in 6th place. And the next one to go is going to get 149.
Less the collection we'll be making for Lyndsay.
Is that to make me feel better after my defeat?
It wasn't a defeat.
Oh, 5th place. I
It
must
was
do
a
better
rout.
next time. I've got a red pen on my boot when I go home tonight. Try harder next time, Lyndsay.
You should see the boots too.
My pink fluffy boots on. They didn't bring me luck.
I thought she'd come to work in her slippers.
I like comfort.
I know. You're definitely in front now. Shady Lady, 13.
Yeah.
Do like the name. They might. Oh no. Yeah, this could go on for a little while, yeah.
Still anybody's tournament.
What's that? Can you see that?
I've never
Exit
seen
the
that
programme.
before.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Oh, and off it
A
goes.
hand came out and took it off.
Thank you very much. Right, through the matrix.
Shady Lady's lost the lead,
Yeah.
so we've advanced somewhat. And
Yeah.
poor old Sir Better Lot is back under the cosh.
But
The
look,
other 4 are all in there again. Yeah, the minute move all in. That's it. I think he's got to play. Well, he has to play. He's got to play.
he's only got one big
Well, I
blind
mean,
left.
as far as he's concerned, the Jack Queen could have been in front. This guy was automatic raised. No, nothing you could do about it. He came back twice. In fact, again, he came from no chip to chip leader and then straight back out.
Yeah.
Now you're really beginning to earn a few quid. Now you're on the £100, which is $184.
Yeah, for 4th place.
Just over £100. Buy your hamburger in Monte Carlo, so I'm told.
And Roger, you're Roger, chip leader now, the man you're backing.
I can pick him.
I've got a feeling it might be Roger and Shady Lady heads up now.
Yeah, you got to start playing now with these cards.
Yeah, Matt's going to fancy a bit of this with his King 10, I think. And great flop for him.
Oh. No, I can't believe it. Shady Lady has gone and got herself that
Put
involved.
it down. Oh, oh.
Got pot committed. No escape this time. There's not going to be an ace-ace this time.
There you go, Shady Lady.
You're a bock.
It's gone. But $184, not bad for a night's work.
Well, you wouldn't know about that, would you?
No, since I've just lost 2.
Is that what? Oh, it was only 2, was it?
It was only a $2.
I thought it was $5.
I think it was 2.
Oh.
Say 5, it sounds better.
Oh, well, they played it very well for $2. They really gave it all they had. Now then, the guy that we never even thought about, who actually has always had chips.
Ian.
Matty back.
Oh, yeah.
He started off on when we turned on a bit low, but he's been consistent.
But
I think went a bit overboard there, your shady lady. Got a bit carried away with that hand.
Yeah.
No, they're battling here. Hello, I'm back in it again. Right, this is going to be over very quickly, I think. It's fast and furious.
It's good three-handed though. I like it when it gets to three-handed.
Well, have you ever played three-handed?
Yes.
What, do you play in a heads-up with an extra player?
No, I do get to the final 3 when I'm playing in the comfort of my own home.
Okay.
Even though I'm bombed tonight.
Must point out to the viewers, she really was a bundle of nerves before. She really was. And it just shows you how you can be put under pressure when you're under the microscope.
I know. It's funny because I sit here every week and never get nervous, and as soon as they told me I had to actually play, changes everything. We might get some action here.
Mike was definitely will. Slow down now, we checked it, which is good. Now move all in. Oh, I'm not keen on that, but it's probably going to work. But poor old Ian, apart from the best hand this time, is now in desperate straits.
In it goes.
Got no choice, and it's an automatic call. And it's looking okay at the moment. Yes. One more of those, back in it.
Yep.
And funny enough, though he didn't know it, that was a hand to do it with.
Yeah.
But he didn't know that. He really has got to make some moves because these two aren't going to knock each other out. And that was 150,000 each, and it now is a big jump in the prize money.
Yeah.
276 to 448. You've been playing this long now, that's quite serious. Jump. No, he picked the wrong time to try and steal that with a deuce, because it obviously hadn't improved your hand. No, I didn't like that move by Roger. I would prefer to raise there as well. You get away with it, unless he comes back over the top. Aline, you're hanging in there.
They are, yeah. And it's done very well when you think we started with 230.
Ian goes all. This is going to be an all-in job with the ace-3.
Go on,
Will he
Roger.
take him on? He might not want to give 46,000 away.
He
No, he don't want to double him up that far. No, that's not bad. I don't mind him passing that. It's not a big kicker. And it would have seriously dented his chips then. In fact, he'd have gone in the 3rd place there if Roger called out and lost. So that wasn't such a bad fold.
He's trying to.
And he's got his chips back again, see?
Yeah.
He can always get them back the next time. Yep, this is tough.
He's thinking about the heads up there and keeping some chips, making sure that he's not at a disadvantage if he does end up heads up.
First one that bets it. I mean, will he have a crack? I don't think. Oh, he did. He's had a crack at a middle pin there. If you bet it again, you'll win it. But that's not easy for either one with a flush draw there. Don't think Matty can bet this.
No.
And I'm not sure he can. He has. That's good. Well done, Roger. Proud of you there. He did always have a way out, but not much of one. That was good. Saw the weakness and he took advantage of it. Beginning to forge away. Because he's taking chips off of Matty Jack. Now Ian's got a shot, especially now. Might take him on with this while he can take him out. Yeah. Unlucky, Ian. Unlucky there. I think Matty Jack was getting a bit worried there and thought he'd have a shot at you while he could hurt you. So they're virtually even.
So Ian took $276 there for finishing in 3rd place.
And now they're playing for just over $1,000 between them.
Yeah. There's $10 buy-in.
$250 difference here. And we'd love to see the end of it. That's a massive flop. But I don't think you can get on. Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful. You've got him now, Roger. That's it, and I love that. Give him another chance to bluff it. Now, will he back out of it, Matt? Jack must know now that he's in trouble. He's gone for it. Now set him in. I even like that. Take a bit more off him slowly. Even try to take a bit. That was good.
Yeah.
Right? That was good. Yeah, he really played that well and really weakened him. Unfortunately, well, he's not far behind here. He is now. Yeah, let it go. Yep. Oh, first one that bets wins it. Oh, look at that. This is going to be interesting. Middle pin and a pair against open-ended. I think he's got to have a shot at me for 60,000. No, that's probably no, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. He could have been actually drawing dead. And this is another even Steve. Oh, that's it. All over it. All over unless we see runner or 10 king or something. Roger's got him. And there's no way out.
No.
No way out? No.
That's it.
Well, Roger, thank you very much, because that's the first thing I've got right for a month.
So there we've got Matt.
Nice game that was. Both played well.
Yeah, Roger really
that.
did well. He's got $690 for 1st place, and Matt there, $448 for 2nd place. So well done, guys. Really, really good tournament.
All checks can be made out to Lyndsay Horne.
Yes,
$2 plus the entrance. $2.20, please,
I'm feeling
Roger.
injured and wounded after my tournament defeat earlier on tonight, so I do need sympathy, don't I?
Oh, yeah. Desperately trying to hold a cup of coffee they're giving me.
But well done to Roger. $690 for a $10 buy-in, so he did very,
very well. That's a nice
well.
return on your money.
Okay, well, we're going to have a look at what's in the hole now. Here it is.
Oh, they are going to tell us tonight. See if we can do the devil and get 2 things.
Right, so there we go. We've got Albus Forks. Cards are covered up, but watch how the hand is played, and we want you to try and guess what's in the hole. What's Albus Forks holding in his hand?
They're not going to tell us then. This is just a last effort before tomorrow.
You're going to find out tomorrow night, but we want you to have a guess. 12 o'clock tomorrow night.
I'll sleep here and wait.
Watch it played out.
And what did you think?
I think He's got an ace and some bad card, but I'm
Yeah.
not sure what. You
I definitely don't think he's got that.
thought 4-5 suited.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of rather odd, but I just think he could have come in with 4-5 on the button.
Yeah.
But I suppose equally he could have come in with 8 in a rack,
Yeah.
but...
Okay, well, if
We'll
you
see.
think you know, yeah, get your guesses sent through. If you think you know, text them. 62211 is the text number. Put the word Horne on the text and your name as well. Send us through your answers, and 12 o'clock tomorrow evening, you'll be giving the right answer. Okay, we're going to have a look at a cash game now. I think it's big money cash game now, Malcolm. Let's go look.
Yeah, you had time to rush home and playing it, Lyndsay.
$50 and $100.
And there's playing heads up.
Yeah. This is way out of my league. So $50 and $100. This is a cash game, 2 players in there. Real cash under the name Real Dollars. Pobida, I think his name is, sitting there with over 3,000. And Prez is...
Well, they might well have started with 1,500 each or whatever. No,
Yeah.
can't see the total. 1,500. 4-3 might start with 2,000 each. Or 2.5 each, and the rates killed them. You wouldn't mind nicking the blinds for an hour, would you? Eh? You could give up work.
I could be
But
a
whatever
lady
you do,
of
don't
leisure.
play poker.
I wasn't that bad.
No, don't take. I mean, I'm terrible for looking
I know.
The only difference is if somebody wants to give it to me back, I can take it.
Tell you what, though, I won't do it again.
No,
I won't do it again.
Yeah, I'm sure you won't. There's only one way for you now, and that's up.
Certainly is. This is just a completely different game altogether, isn't it?
Yeah. And there's a lovely one to keep him back in the money. Christ, he almost played that like it was a sit and go. This is not a heads up sit and go, is it? This is a cash game. Yeah.
Cash game,
Yeah,
yeah.
cash game.
Cash game.
This will be a remarkable turn of events here, look. Would have been, if it had gone the other way. It's too fast for me.
It is very fast, isn't
Too
it?
fast for me to even sort of follow it. And oh, it's going to come back in it, do it again now. It's almost like looking at a sit and go final. But it's £50 there. Folks, for the blind, if you can take it, £50 a shot. The big blind. This is not a game for faint hearts. And they're having a go too. Yep, Press keeps sticking his last chips cash in, but he keeps coming back in it. When I say he's back in it, you can leave any time you like. You realise that you can get up any time you like in this. But these two are not hanging about.
It's quite frightening, this, for me, because it's so fast and they're playing for a lot of money.
Yeah, you don't get much time to think, but
No.
I think these players, they play so long, so often, so regular, it's just automatic.
It's almost second nature.
Yeah, I'd be pressing the wrong buttons. But they do seem to make pretty quick decisions.
You'd have to be a quick thinker, though, to be involved in a game like this,
I
wouldn't
mean,
you?
it's very, very fast.
Yeah.
You're hardly, no, this is going to be interesting. This will be interesting, but it's no result. Been more interesting than 3 clubs that have come up. But they're both worried to death now. But it's all, he can't do anything about it because he's all in. There's no me. Then each one of them both thought that's the card for me to win the money.
Yeah, and then it's split pot.
Disappointment. Press thought he just got himself right back in it. Play with some strange cards, you know. strange cards. They stick chunks of money in, don't they?
Got money to burn.
I can't believe it. You know, I mean, it's a job to believe they're playing for this sort of money and sticking in chunks like that with 4 6s. Heads up. Probably fold this because he don't like it.
Yeah.
He liked the 4 6s. Switched round since we came, hasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
He suddenly got £2,900 or dollars. That's gone back again. All his money was in there. I mean, it's a job. It's almost like play money, isn't it? All his money was in there with 8-3 then. Are they really serious? And over comes the ace. And Prez has now got a lot of his money. Crazy play. Prez seems to play a little bit more conservative than Pepita. He really does stick it in.
Mm.
Another one of those. It's amazing how you play heads up and you're both identical hands.
Yeah, twice.
Mm. So he just seems to. That's incredible. Though. Sticks it with deuce 7. And again, quite prepared to put $2,000 in to win these antes. Look. Now he might just have had enough of it now, Prez, and get caught with a Jack Queen, and he's got caught. Good and proper.
Oh,
if he plays this carefully. That's killed. He's unlucky there, because then we won't get paid. It's shot to get all the money there. Swung back again. Yeah, he's got £1,000 there, Prez. About what you spend, I suppose, on a night out in Newcastle when you're clubbing.
Pair of shoes.
Pair of shoes. Oh
What are you joking?
I think if you're my wife, I'd chop a leg off, save me half the money.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I think if I bought a pair of shoes for £1,000, I'd never step out of the car. Well, this is so bizarre, this game. It's almost unreal, isn't it?
Totally different world, isn't it?
Yeah. And when I see, you know, what they're putting like £1,000 in with, it's just out and out gambling. But he's finally got him for all his money. And
he's just come straight back.
Well, yeah, it's a bit of scratch he's put on there, 1,400. Gee.
It must be nice.
It's been going so quickly, it's quite possible he brought three or four more lots on. Are we nearing the end of our show?
We're coming very much to the end, Malcolm, but I've very much enjoyed it.
Have you? And I have. And it's been a pleasant surprise. I must admit, when they brought the ladies onto the show, I was one of the anti-brigade. I didn't think it'd work. I've enjoyed it.
I have, and I've learnt a lot.
I hope the viewers have, because that's really the reason we're here. But it's still nice if you enjoy your work, and I've had a great night tonight.
I really have. And we want to thank all our viewers in Scandinavia as well, in Germany and the Baltic states. Of course, we're broadcasting all over the place.
Are we really? Can you say good night to in German and all that?
Danke for watching.
And guten Nacht.
There you go. And good night. There you go. And join us tomorrow on Poker Night Live, because we've got the Apocalyptic Stands Poker Multi-Table Tournament, $10 freeze out. We will see you then. But from Malcolm and me, thank you very much. And don't play with your friends, play with us.